Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to Resident Roleplay. So, we've been on hiatus for a while, but we are now returning tonight with a brand new story arc. So, for those of you who are new, this is a show where a group of friends and I get together and play a homebrewed tabletop RPG set in the world of Resident Evil. And I'm your host and GM, Raphael, and welcome back to the table, everybody.
Hello.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, now I'm unmuted.
Oh, it's been a while.
About a month.
Yeah.
4 years.
Emotionally unprepared for this, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you say, as usual, you're unprepared for this?
No, I said emotionally I'm unprepared for this.
Yeah. Lisa's mic, is a little tinny this time, so forgive it. But we'll have to make do.
Rather, it doesn't sound any worse than normal on my end.
True. But I see a new face in the chat. The Jawinitis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Something of the effect. So yeah, welcome. As usual, I should remind everyone that we don't tend to acknowledge too much in the way of chat once the roleplay gets going, but we will have a chance to discuss with everybody during the midpoint break and whatnot. But normally on this stream, we try to be very interactive and acknowledge the chat, but during this roleplay, we place a high value on immersion for the players. So bear that in mind.
Sometimes players will chat if they're not like the forefront of the scene.
Not active in a scene, yeah. So with that being said, how have you guys been? It's been a really busy break because I've been meeting nonstop with everybody, figuring out what all the characters have been doing over the course of the break.
I'm still on finals weeks.
Oh yeah. Man, so you're still like dead inside?
Yeah, I'm still dead inside. And I'm doing a bunch of projects.
And also apparently it's freaking hot.
I've shown you guys in chat the storms lately, and we got another one yesterday.
Oh, that's what it was, a storm, yeah.
At 11, we got it at like 12 in the morning. Whew. I think this one was like, in terms of like wind, it got worse.
Dang, dude. So
I hope you live.
Yeah.
I subscribed. It didn't change nothing, but my anniversary date is now 6 months.
Oh, snap. Did it not pop up?
Why is it not popping up?
I have no clue. It does not like me. Every time I do it, it's like, nope, not you.
Oh, hey.
There's bits that popped up.
Yeah, bits just popped up. Our new viewer has contributed. Thank you very much.
How come I don't see Lisa's?
Bits. Aw.
How come I don't see Lisa's?
Glad to have them.
Camera?
I see Lisa's camera, but so that's the thing that really matters.
You might have to refresh. Oh, did you refresh?
Yeah,
I don't see yours either.
It didn't change anything.
Well,
whatever.
Roll20 isn't pairing you guys up. So, are you guys about ready to get into the game, or shall we delay any longer?
Delay.
I just want to say this. I have lived 25 years, and I would like to live another 25 years.
Oh, yes, indeed. Happy birthday, by the way.
That's right. It's Lisa's birthday. I knew we were forgetting something. Happy birthday. It's a real coincidence that it happened to fall on the day we're returning to Resident Roleplay here. Well, I say coincidence. It was meant to be. So,
it was meant to be.
Yes.
Loyal Archaea player, So,
as a birthday present, we've all agreed that this is the episode you die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna be.
You're gonna die.
All right. So without further ado, shall we get into things?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So, 22nd episode here. So, previously on Resident Roleplay, your party, once complete strangers, had worked together to survive a zombie-infested cabin in the Arklay Mountains. After defeating a tyrant and escaping the Umbrella facility that lied beneath, you returned to Raccoon City, only to find it overrun with zombies and bioweapons within the next few days. Sticking together, your newfound party fought your way through the city, making and losing allies as you grew closer to one another along the way. Arriving finally at City Hall, you were confronted by Artemis, a giant jackal BOW which Umbrella had programmed to hunt you down. After defeating Artemis, you were evacuated with Katara's parents by an army helicopter which reunited you with some of your lost allies at a military camp outside the city. There you met Chauncey's sister, Cambria, who used her NSA resources to help you leave with most of your belongings. And in an effort to subvert the military's attempt to detain your youngest party member, Arkea, Chauncey stepped in and formally adopted her. So, following these events, the four of you left Raccoon City behind, finding days later on the news that the city, which some of you called home, had been sterilized by a nuclear missile strike. And that is where we return. So, 4 years later, the Raccoon City incident, as it has come to be called, triggered a domino effect of judicial action against the Umbrella Corporation. The mounting Raccoon trials have shifted the political discourse and appear primed to increase legislation against the development of viruses and bioweapons and things of that nature. In a preemptive effort against future bioweapon disasters, the U.S. government founds a new branch of federal enforcement known as the Federal Bioterrorism Commission, or FBC for short, and civilian groups such as TerraSave also begin to take form. In addition, Oxford bioethics professor Dr. Sean Lennox has become a bit of a prominent advocate against the use of bioweapons, and as everybody in the party would now by this point know the results of what happened at the Raccoon University after you guys left, you would know that all of the civilians you met in Raccoon University, with the exception of Sean, Norah, and Elza, all died before they could escape to a super tyrant. So, that being said, those are the events that have been shaping the world around you as the years have gone on. So, over the course of these 4 years, what have each of you been up to? Who would like to start?
Well, I guess I can start since I'm first on the Roll20 thingy.
On the Roll20 order, you're first, but to the stream, you're third.
Oh, dang it. All right, I'll go third then.
It should be just, I haven't sorted, the way it works on Roll20 is it's an alphabetical order of characters. Should we just do that? If that's the case, it would start with Arkea.
Ooh. Okay, so Arkea tried her best to fit into a normal society, taking up many odd hobbies such as cutting hair and playing the guitar. And she continues to work on her art skills and all that good stuff. But yeah, her goal for this break was to fit into a normal society. As much as she did, I don't know, but she tried her best.
Well, I would say she did pretty good considering the results. You want to go into a little bit more specifics, or you guys are allowed to withhold information if you like during this. But you made quite a few friends.
Yeah, she did end up making a couple friends, and one got serious, regardless if her fathers feel that it's a good idea or not.
Yep, met a fella named Robert.
Instead. Things, yes, Robert. I forget his last name already, but Robert something.
Robert Rexroad, I believe his name was. It's worth noting the moment. I think I have a screenshot of it too. The moment that Arkea became a hot teen,
an adult,
was when I had her roll charisma for how well she did at making friends over the course of the interim, and she rolled a natural 20 when she met Robert.
Yeah, so it just went from
poor guy,
a girl with braces and glasses to
the braces came off. That's for sure.
Just gone.
They no longer fit her face.
Mm-hmm.
That too. I mean,
well, like it wasn't even Robert specifically. It was just like in meeting people in general. She rolled a nat 20, and I was like, "Here's a list of boyfriends you can choose from."
And then I just rolled, and I got a nat 1. And he was first on the list, though. That's what happened.
Okay, so that's been Archaea's deal, and she's taken the pendant of the Archangel Michael from Emil at the end of the last season, and it's kind of taken strongly to what that means.
That's actually a big thing. That's actually a big thing that I forgot. She starts taking a big leap towards faith, and she starts going to church regularly.
Starts attending Catholic Mass.
Yep, that's important.
That's been Archaea's life. Anybody else? Well, I guess we're going in alphabetical, so I guess Chauncey would be up next.
Okay. Chauncey. he's he left Raccoon City with a child, and that changed his life. He wanted to settle down, lived with his sister for, what would you say, a year, and then moved on to purchasing a house and purchasing some vehicles and finding work and doing what he could to survive and raise a child in a real world, not against the undead or biological weapons. He's growing colder over time with his job, as his job sends him to many places and keeps him busy, and it's not the easiest of jobs. He ended up buying a home that boys would come to and get scared off his lawn because Chauncey still packs heat. He doesn't take a liking to these boys that show up for Archaea. He spends his pastime working on a older car, just to relieve himself some stress and get away from everything, is to work. And that's where he's at now, just being just a normal run-of-the-mill human being at this point.
Okay. So that's all you're going to be disclosing?
Yes.
Okay. Good to know. So,
My lawyer
do you want to talk about?
Recommended that
Yeah. My lawyer has recommended I don't go any further than that.
Can I also ask? Could I've tried to rekindle my relationship with my sister that I have lost over the years?
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
So, and you also want to talk about where Chauncey settled down, because I guess locations are going to start coming into play here.
Settled down in, we said, Stony Brook?
Stony
Is
Brook,
that what we call
yeah.
It? Yeah, Stony Brook, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, just a small town in the butt end of Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Got a nice house there where he lives with Archaea.
Rural area, so not a lot of prying eyes nearby. Decent neighborhood and decent learning facilities, but still put Archaea through private school or
homeschool.
Homeschool. Yeah, homeschool.
Yeah, we've got to mention that during Archaea's, but yeah, she's been homeschooled most of the time.
Yeah, and sending her and keeping her safe is his main priority.
Mm-hmm. And of course,
now that she's grown,
and she grew super fast.
Yeah,
like because with her particular condition having been experimented on, she's been aging twice as fast. So over the course of these 4 years, she's aged 8 years, and she has the appearance of an 18-year-old now. So,
also that means that Chauncey grew as a father twice as fast as that.
That's true.
So for every year that she grows older by double, he becomes a father by 4. Gray hair should set in shortly.
very shortly.
Yeah. I don't remember what were the cars he got. I forgot what they were.
I have a Suburban is the main vehicle, and the 70s Camaro. I think it was 74 Camaro is what I'm working on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double check that, but I can get back to you for sure.
I love that Chauncey, with this level up, got proficiency in Tinker Stools, and that's what he's using them for. He's working on that car.
Yep.
So,
See, that's how he got proficiency in Tinker's Tools.
Yeah,
actually.
that's probably it. It works out
Yeah.
narratively.
Yeah.
So,
Can I disclose on my player card background photo is no longer like a police background? I actually asked him to change it to a garage workshop look.
oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that doesn't really hurt anything.
No,
It does.
yeah,
A decent background.
Yeah.
I think it fits it better.
It's kind of funny now because
Yeah.
it's like it's this like freaking decked out dude in a garage. Like, he's got a weapon strapped to him and he's just in a garage.
It looks like I'm posing for Facebook photos. It's on point.
And that's another thing we didn't talk much about is that we just unveiled some of the new character designs in the
Yes,
intro.
yes.
Everybody's looking good. So
Yeah, I mean,
art department's
So
killing
see,
it, man.
exactly the same.
Now that we got 2 artists working the beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Lauren and previous guest star Elosmic. So they've been really killing it and doing really awesome stuff with the art. I'm very excited for what the future holds, but the main party just like I love the way they look at the end of this hiatus.
like I'm also, speaking of having another artist, I'm glad I got to experience what it looks like when a main character's look is revealed.
Yeah, you finally got to experience that.
Because like I was like, hey, by the way, I need Katara's image, and she sent it to me. I was like, holy shit, that's amazing.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I totally missed her dress in the intro.
That's
I'll have
good.
to wait for
You'll
to
see
be
it
revealed
today.
again.
Yeah.
Possibly.
But also should I mention that Archaea practiced cutting hair by cutting Chauncey's hair?
That's right. That's right. That's one of the bigger changes, really, is
The
that
biggest change. The mullet is gone.
The
mullet is gone.
Freaking party is down one mullet.
And Archaea
we're
was
out of the
disrupted.
90s.
it's true. You guys are out of the 90s.
Yeah.
So the mullet is gone. Everybody takes a charisma penalty. No, I'm kidding.
No,
So,
please, no.
no, next up.
Oh, even more?
Well, he can't get any worse than Emil, don't worry. So, next up is Emil. Speaking of, what has Emil's 4-year gap looked like?
Oh, you know. So he's let's see. First thing he does is he's just like goes about life as normal. He goes back to his job in his house because he still has those.
Yeah, you were all
And-
prepared before you went into
Yeah.
Raccoon City.
Yeah, because I went to Raccoon City. I wasn't from Raccoon City, so I went to Raccoon City. Like I told my employer I'm taking vacation days or whatever, my sick leave, whatever I've got. I'm gonna be back in like a week. I was back in like a week and a half, I think. And I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
The town you're in blew up. I'm sure it was fine. So I started saving up a bunch of money. Talked with Chauncey to like co-parent Archaea because Chauncey was gone on his job, and he needed to get in contact with some of his siblings to help take care of Archaea as well because he had plans to go off to college, and he was only able to get in contact with the middle sister of his family, who is a pediatrician who now helps take care of Archaea in terms of her medical needs and as well as housing her when Emil goes off to college. And he
Her
went
name's
to
Violet.
college, and her name is Violet, and she lives in Florida, I believe.
Yeah.
And, Emil lives in Minnesota,
Yep.
small town Minnesota. That's the name of the town. It's not. I forget what it's called.
It's called Brunton. Brunton's the name of the town Emil's in.
Brunton, Minnesota. So he goes off to college, and funnily enough, I guess he sees Chauncey there because he gets in contact with Lennox,
Yeah.
Sean Lennox, who is his contact who helped him get into was it Oxford?
Yeah, Oxford University is where Emil's
So-
been schooling.
Emil went to Oxford, and to get his license to get his physician license to practice as a physician back because he had it before, but then he didn't do anything with it for 20 years, and met Chauncey there. Apparently, he's working as a bodyguard for Lennox occasionally. So then
I
he
like
gets his
this book.
It's a good book. It's a good book. So yeah, that's pretty much what he did. He came. He's since finished college, and he took all the advanced, like hyper condensed courses as he could, because he already knew all that stuff. So he just needed to get the credits for it. Finished in about a year and a half. Came back to the States, and just in time to call everybody for a reunion.
Yeah, and also Emil's been pretty much like Arkea's been going back and forth between Chauncey's place and Emil's place. So whenever Chauncey's out and about on business, she would go over to Emil's. And then when both of them were out of the country during like the last year or so, Arkea would stay with Violet.
Yeah.
And it's also worth noting that Emil also rolled a natural 20 charisma check.
Yeah.
So
I didn't get any boyfriends, but
no, but you made lots of contacts at Oxford.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. There was also something else you wanted to do. You were talking about getting in touch with some of your old army buddies.
I forgot to mention that. That was one of the first things that Emil did when he went back to the States. Is he got back in touch with some of his friends, one of whom we saw at, or I guess there's three buddies of his from his time in the military. One of whom we saw in Raccoon City, who tragically died, and so the other two, who were worried about and everything. And it's like, I'm gonna go check on him, and turns out it's a whole lot worse than everybody thought. So he gets in contact with them and meets them in person and has a whole conversation about everything that went on. With
so we were going to play that out because you said that was going to involve Katara and stuff. So
Emil was going to want to have Katara as a part of that.
Okay, yeah. So where's the set the scene for us? Where's this taking place?
This would be happening. This would be happening like very early on, like probably a couple weeks after he leaves, or after they get after Raccoon City gets blown up.
Yeah, so, I think we figured it would have been like the first week after, because everyone was staying with you during that time.
Within that time, because I think, I was gonna say it was within the time when she's still like everybody is still bunking at his place.
Yeah. All right. So this is gonna be whereabouts in the.
This is gonna be at Emil's preferred bar location. It's called Poison, run by Alice Poise, and she's got like a back conference room that she can like clear out and let us and hunker down in and talk privately.
The bar has it's like a 2-story building with a kind of simple exterior with like large, slightly tinted windows, and you as your meal kind of leads you over to it, you kind of see the big neon sign with a sleek modern typeface reading poison, and with an ampersand for the and but it's a 2-story building. The second floor is pretty much just a couple of rooms that are mostly empty and used for like miscellaneous storage, and so she kind of often uses that for housing visiting relatives or friends that she owes, things like that. Emil knows her very well, the owner, Alice Poise. So, so you guys are able to use that space. And of course, you meet Alice as well. It's kind of like this bony, thin woman in her late 30s with short, stringy black hair and sunken eyes and just generally rugged features. She kind of wears a dark canvas apron over a t-shirt and jeans. And as you guys kind of enter, and you're calling all of your army buddies for this meeting as well.
Yeah.
So they all kind of trickle in one at a time. Some of them coming from relatively long travels. But Alice kind of greets you, and she's like, "Oh, hello there, Emil."
Well, I guess before that actually happens, I'm just gonna brief Katara about what's gonna happen, so she doesn't just walk into this.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know any of these people, obviously,
mm-hmm.
and but basically, Emil just wants to tell Katara that at this point he would have told her about. No, she already knows all about Operation Greenhouse. I can say that out loud now because everybody else knows about it too. But she fully knows about Operation Greenhouse, and I'm gonna tell her that these were the only survivors from that whole operation, and he would like if she was there to help like I can't remember exactly the reason he needed her there, because I remember there was a reason he needed her there, but I think it was mostly just so that she can explain what happened from Umbrella's point of view there, because I think she would know more about like Operation Greenhouse from like what Umbrella knew, but also to have a little bit of like closure for Jack.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's play this out real quick, just real briefly. So yeah, you all kind of gather into that second story room, and Alice kind of nods and like leaves you guys to it. And yeah, so Katara, you would meet Emil's old army buddies. One of them is Eddie Lopez. You see this kind of heavy Hispanic man, and last time Emil saw him was in a dream sequence, and he was kind of you remembered him in his prime for that dream sequence. You see him now, he's like in his early 40s with like a shaved head, and what used to be toned muscle mass is now just covered with the thick flab of a middle-aged dad bod. However, you can kind of tell by his shape that he's
still big.
Yeah, he's still big. There's still like an overwhelming strength that kind of lying beneath it all. And you see his arms are kind of covered with sleeve tattoos. He's just like, hey, ¿qué onda, Emil? Long time no see. Kind of extends his hand for a handshake.
Emil will handshake back.
Yeah, and he kind of, and this you haven't necessarily seen any of this, Katara, but before with Emil, but like he pulls him in for like a bro hug.
Yeah, this is like the first time you've seen Emil like interact with like a person.
Yeah, in a sociable manner. But yeah, like Eddie just like immediately pulls you in for a bro hug as soon as he secures the handshake. Just pats you right on the shoulder, and you see the other gentleman is this fair skinned but well-built man of average height and stature, and he's got like brown hair and a high and tight buzz cut and a light stubble beard. He's got a few army tattoos kind of up on his right arm, which you can kind of see creeping out under his t-shirt. This would be Scott Muller, and he kind of greets you all as he enters. He's just like, all right, Emil, so what's this about?
Are we safely in this room now? Like, out of hearing?
Pretty much, yeah. You guys are in this. Anybody? You guys have privacy.
All right. So first he's just going to say, all right, did you get my letter?
Yeah.
All right. So, I found Jack. He is in fact dead. However, Umbrella once again makes its way into our lives, as you know if you've watched the news anytime recently.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to avoid, you know?
Quite. Jack was used as a test subject in Umbrella's whatever they were doing there. And he was turned into this. We don't know anything. No, we do know Tyrant, right?
Yeah.
He's turned into this thing. They called him a tyrant. Bioorganic weapon of some kind. I had to put him down personally, but... Man.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Carmine was one of the good ones. Now...
Yeah.
How's this come back to us, though?
Well, I was there. And I'm gonna do the rest. I'm gonna do everything I can to put Umbrella under the ground.
You sure you want to do that, Emil?
They're tied back to Operation Greenhouse. And I'm gonna nod to Katara. It's like, this is Katara. We met back in Raccoon City. She worked past tense for Umbrella.
Yes, I did.
She's also one of the good ones.
I didn't know much about Operation Greenhouse in terms of why it ended, but I did understand the use its use for herbicide research. They handed the unfinished data to me to create, well, a herbicide that I made while at the university called V-Jolt. Emil happened to, we happened to get into a discussion about it. I had no idea about why it ended up until he told me.
So, I have reason to believe that after they finished their formula, they leaked our position and killed everybody.
Now, that's a bit of a leap.
It is. If it wasn't backed up by us meeting a certain U.S. operative, or USS operative. His name was Moonlight. He tried to use Operation Greenhouse as a bargaining tool, as if nothing happened at Operation Greenhouse. And if he works for Umbrella, he would know exactly what happened there. And he tried to play it off like everything was cool.
And you see Eddie kind of shift uneasily in the corner. He's like, I thought this whole nightmare was over decades ago.
Yeah, sometimes the worst nightmares are when you wake up.
Now, look, Emil, I've been trying real hard to keep a low profile these years and,
I know.
Raise a family. Is this going to affect us negatively? You think Umbrella is going to start trying to tie off loose ends? Anything serious like that?
I hope not. Hopefully we don't exist. And hopefully, from their point of view, Operation Greenhouse went exactly as they planned. But I'm just saying that Umbrella is murderous. And they have resources. So just keep an eye out. You don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm going to actively hunt these people. But just be aware that things may not be the same.
And then you see your two old comrades kind of exchange a very particular look. And Scott just kind of turns to you and he's just like, all right, I'll bear that in mind.
Do I know what that look was?
Make an insight check.
All right. 17.
It looked a little accusatory from Eddie towards Scott. There were, I don't know, they
From
looked
Eddie
like
towards Scott?
Yeah. It looked like there might have been some sort of tension there, something that's triggering something. You're not quite sure what it is, but you get the sense that there's something unsaid there. But Scott just kind of nods to you. He's like, all right, we will keep that in mind. So, is that everything you wanted to go over? I'm afraid I run a pretty tight schedule these days. I might have to be going sooner than later.
Are you working?
Yeah, you know how it is. Still working security.
Yeah, I know you. I don't want to keep you held up or anything, so I just needed to let you guys know what's going on, and I couldn't send this through any form of long-distance communication.
I understand. Have you had any contact with our old friend Mr. Fox?
I have. Has he contacted you?
Nothing more than the usual check-ins. I'd imagine he's been a little bit more extensive with you.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a talk.
All right. Well, wasn't exactly a friendly catching up sort of meeting, but it was nice to see you again, Emil, after all these years.
I'm sorry I had to be the bearer of bad news, but...
Yeah, we'll have to catch up one of these days and have a formal drink towards Carmine.
Absolutely. I'll see you.
He kind of nods to you as they kind of trickle back down the stairs, and on their way out, you see kind of Lopez and Moeller kind of walking together a little bit outside. They have some sort of further discussion as they're on their way out before parting to their different vehicles and then leaving.
All right. I'm gonna look at Katara and just be like, I'm sorry I had to do that, but they needed, I needed somebody who can back up my story.
No, it's all right. I understand.
All right.
I did state that I would help you.
Yeah. Well, you want a drink?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I need like a week's worth of a drink.
I don't drink that much, but I mean, I can have a little bit of something.
All right. And so afterwards, you guys kind of settle in for a drink at the Poison. So, does that end Emil's recap?
That ends Emil's recap.
So, last but not least, and this kind of transitions nicely into Katara.
All right, so generally after everything had happened, they left. She did not stay with her parents and instead decided to move over to a place, move over to Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
And in Iowa, kind of I should say before Iowa, she did a few things, ended up moving over there, decided to go through and become a professor over at Simpson College, professor. And pretty much there, she ended up working more than anything, kind of got her own apartment, stayed there for quite a while, started taking Muay Thai classes to learn how to defend herself more. It was just generally in Iowa. There's really not much else she's doing.
Yeah. So, mostly working, making some serious bank as a professor.
Yep.
Learning some self-defense. And, of course, keeping in touch with the rest of the party.
I heard you were making bank, though.
Yeah. making bank. I don't really know what else I can disclose, but...
Okay, yeah, that's all you're going to reveal?
Yeah, that's all I'm going to reveal for now.
All right, so
Emil and Katara both went to college, but for like totally separate reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, basically.
All right, so that is what your characters have been doing over the course of these 4 years. Now, on September 15th, 2002, Emil, you know it's a little more than a week before the anniversary of the Raccoon City incident, or at least when it's observed by the nation as a whole. And you return home one day from grocery shopping and pass by your empty living room. You go on to stock the kitchen, and upon turning around, looking back at the once empty living room, you notice a figure, middle-aged gentleman in a black suit with neatly combed brown hair parted to one side, just sort of sitting there at your coffee table.
With my passive perception of 17, do I hear him come in, or is he there the whole time?
You didn't notice him when you were walking in, and then when you turn around, he's just there, and just sitting there like he's always been there. And you see your old friend, Mr. Fox. We keep saying old friend. Your acquaintance, Mr. Fox, sitting at your coffee table, and he's just like, "Oh, pardon me, I let myself in."
You're in my seat.
Well, no need to be picky about it. He kind of stands up off of the chair at the coffee table.
It's also the only seat in the house.
Yeah, he kind of straightens his suit out as he stands. He's like, "So, I hate to drop in on you like this, Emil. Well, I usually try to give you some advance notice. But, there's some things I need to talk to you about."
What's happened?
Well, guess it happened a long time ago. About 3 years ago, one of your acquaintances, an individual you escaped Raccoon City with, took part in an operation of mine as a private contractor, and in doing so, tried to steal national intelligence. He's since been blacklisted from government contracts and put on a watch list. And naturally, we suspect he might be a terrorist, or more particularly a bioterrorist, given his connections. But in all these years, our tales have yet to turn up anything positive, so instead of wasting more taxpayers' dollars, I figured I'd just ask someone who might know. And he kind of, at this point, gets a serious look about his face and looks you directly in the eyes and says, "Is Chauncey Clancy an active bioterrorist?"
As far as I know.
Alright. And, so he kind of stares at you for a moment longer, kind of prodding deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then he kind of, after a little squint, kind of eases off and says, "Alright, I'll let Chauncey off the hook for now. At least as far as the blacklist. But on one condition. I need you to personally deliver a message to him from me. Just make sure he knows that if he ever tries to screw with me again, I'll make sure he goes to trial for his crimes against our country. And if he particularly irks me, well, there may not even be a trial. You understand that?"
Oh, I do. Do I need to make an insight check to see how valid his threats are?
You can, yeah, make an insight check.
Oh,
Man, I was so close to a natural 20.
Oh my gosh, that was okay.
I mean, you don't... Mr. Fox is the definition of hard to read. He's been in the game a long time, and you don't know him very well. You're really not even sure what his position is. You're really not even sure what his name is. It's hard to tell if he carries
with that information alone.
Yeah, you get the sense that he must carry some amount of weight given your interactions with him. But you're not. It's really hard to tell how much is a bluff and how much is not, which in the business of spies is really all they need.
Yeah, I don't know how far off the ladder he is, so
Yeah.
I don't know whether or not he has to like do it himself or he has to get someone call in his peers we need a hit or something. But so okay,
You get the
All right.
sense that he means business though in either case.
Yeah. So yeah, he's like a hardcore spy.
Yeah. So, and with that, he kind of straightens his suit out again and says, "All right, so that's the first order of business. Second order of business. About 4 years back, you asked me to look into this Rockford Island for clues on this beast fellow.
I did. You find anything?
Well, I'm sorry for withholding it for so long, but we've been mulling over it and sitting on it a long time. Truth be told, there's not a lot to report after these 4 years, but a lot happened when I first started inquiring into that. So, I sent one of my top guys to Rockford Island, and, well, Chauncey was involved in that little operation as well. That is the instance I was referring to previously, but they acquired some intel on the beast, and, let's just say, though he's been patient and quiet these past few years, we have a pretty good sense of who his next targets are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I know we don't know each other too well, but I figure, given your history with the people involved in this whole situation, and given your experiences as of recent years in Raccoon City, I think I might be able to call you in for a favor on this one. You see, I need boots on the ground, and I need somebody with, who can be my eyes and ears if this beast crops up again. And you're in a prime position to get involved. Not to mention that little girl of yours is the perfect bait, so to speak.
you watch it now.
Hey, just saying it how it is. If that becomes known, where she is or who she's with, you may be crossing paths with this beast guy soon enough. But if you don't, I do have intel, reliable intel, that can point you in the direction of where to start looking for him. If that's something you're interested in.
I am.
Very well. And in addition to all this, of course, I'm going to have to ask that you keep up your duties of protecting Archaea, as my superiors have reminded me that she's of great national importance. So bear that in mind. But as far as the beast's next target, I guess I'll let him explain himself. I'll be seeing you around, Emil. And he kind of walks out the front door of your home, having to unlock the door as he does so. and kind of leaves. And you see where he was seated at the coffee table, where his hand was kind of leaning, where when you first saw him seated down, you see this small little device left there. Looks to be some sort of flash drive.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have that now.
All right. What should I put that down as?
I guess just USB device about the beast. You'll have a more particular idea if you open it up. I'll say it occupies an inventory block for now, yeah.
Okay.
So, with that being the case, now that was a long bit of preliminaries, but now we could get into the meat of the session. So, the date is now September 24th, 2002. Each of you in the party has received invitations from Emil regarding the annual reunion of the party for the commemoration of the Raccoon City incident. So I trust you all are kind of headed over to his home in Brunton, Minnesota.
What if they say no?
Can I make one last preparation before this happens?
Sure, what are you doing?
I guess that's up to Chauncey because Chauncey's driving. But I want to go and quickly either call Robert or go to Robert's house really quick.
You can call, make it fast.
Call. Okay. She's calling then. And she sits down, she calls him, she waits.
All right. Yeah, the line rings for a bit, but it eventually goes to voicemail.
Oh, interesting.
Do you leave him a message?
Yes, so she's going to, if he was to listen to this, he could definitely tell that her voice is sad, and that she probably doesn't want to do this, but all she says is that I can't, I'm sorry. And that's all she says.
All right.
And then she hangs up.
Good to know.
And she goes with Chauncey.
So, can I side room real quick?
Sure. If there's something in the private, let's side room real quick.
Room with you real quick.
All right.
So considering right now, so they don't know that Neri is alive.
No, I think they would by this point.
They would by this point?
Yeah, because Emil and Chauncey have both had extensive contact with Sean, and Sean knows that Neri is alive. He probably would have told them at least all about what the results of the university were in Raccoon City.
Because I was gonna be I was gonna have a side room thing with Neri real quick just to kind of let her know, yo, GG, I'm leaving.
I mean, I think we could just say that takes place.
Okay.
Just like you say your goodbyes, and whatnot.
Okay. I wanted to make sure because I didn't want to like say anything and not make sure that they knew or not, you know.
Yeah, I know. It's all good. All right.
Okay, cool.
Like,
So
when he first started,
Yeah, she's on the way.
So Katara's on the way. Emil, you sent out a bunch of invitations. You know, unfortunately, Kevin, you heard back from Kevin. Unfortunately, he's busy. He's got a lot of work on his hands. Wishes he could make it. Sends his regards. And I'm sure Katara would also bring regards from Norah, but unfortunately, Norah has some medical procedures on the appointed date and will not be able to make it. But Katara is coming to the reunion as well. So, you all eventually...
Yeah, and Lennox is unable to come as well.
He unfortunately is unable to make it. Very preoccupied with his teaching career, but also sends his regards and hopes to see you guys again soon. And you also hear back. I believe you also extended an invitation to Cambria, and she simply responds to you with, "Is Chauncey going to be there?"
Yeah.
And she's just like, "Well, I've been trying real hard to avoid him, but sadly I'm going to be in the area around that time, and I could really use the R&R, so I guess I'll stop by."
All right. Come half an hour to an hour late.
Yeah, will do. All right. So, come September 24th. When is this taking place? In the afternoon, evening? What's the meal arranging?
Sometime in the afternoon.
Okay, so we'll say around 4 or 5 in the afternoon, you know, past working hours.
Whatever's good for everybody's,
yeah.
Like, you know, I know some people are going to be driving here, so whatever's good for them.
True, yeah. Yeah, everyone. So a few people have to take a bit of a road trip to get there, or pretty much everybody does. So yeah, you all reconvene.
We're all like not too far away either.
Yeah, I guess that's the best part, is that they could kind of traverse real easily. But yeah, you all eventually make your way back to Emil's house in Brunton, Minnesota, as you all kind of make your way to that small town, which, you know, is a bit of a quiet and forgotten town near the southern border of Minnesota. And the developing downtown area contains no buildings greater than 3 stories in height, many of which are aged and built of bricks, giving it a rather historical appearance despite the modern paved roads which run between them. And as one travels outward from the cluster of downtown, they would encounter wild rolling hills between acres of farmland, all vibrant green and connected by lonesome, winding roads. And then down one of those lonesome, winding roads, you would kind of find it intersecting with a street whose sign reads Gretel Lane. And if one were to turn down that street, you would find it leading to a long, straight road flanked on either side by open fields, broken by houses every quarter mile or so. And the second residence on the left would be where you find a single-story ranch house with an unembellished exterior and plentiful yard space. There's a driveway with a 1972 Datsun 510, which is an old, banged-up coupe that you just see sitting there in the driveway. And alongside that is a path leading to a small porch with an overhang in which there is a single red door. So, as you guys kind of gather...
Knock.
Yeah, kind of knock at the door. You hear everyone kind of arriving.
Mm-hmm. As everyone's coming, like cutting here, it's just like, all right, come in. It's open. Get in here. It's open.
Archaea probably knows this drill by now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It goes inside. Just being polite.
Yeah, you kind of enter into the living room area. There's like just brown carpeted floors that become tiles when you reach over to the kitchen area, but there's a wooden chair and glass coffee table are pretty much the only furnishings, and a ceiling fan that gives circulation to the otherwise musty air of an older gentleman's home.
What's that supposed to mean?
You know how it smells. You know how that smells.
Smells like bologna in here.
That's when you know Chauncey arrives. When you hear that.
Emil's actually just eating a bologna sandwich.
I mean, whatever works.
And you kind of see along one wall, there's like a row of shelves containing a vast collection of just classic music from like the 70s and 80s and onward in the form of vinyl records with an actual record player at the end as well. Not just one of those hipsters.
He was a hipster before hipster was a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not hipster, culture.
You're retro.
Yeah. I don't just listen to music. I listen to music.
So is the old beat up Datsun like his personal vehicle?
Yeah.
Can I just like be poking fun at you? Like,
I'm sure you've been poking fun at me for 4 years.
I wanted to make that a thing that like every time I just like happen to nudge it and be like, "You ever gonna get that thing all shaped up?"
Well, looks like me, don't it?
Yeah, a little battered, not quite appealing. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, we're meant for each other.
Oh my.
How was that? Were we working on a? Were we working on your car?
I mean, like I'm working on mine. Yeah.
How's that been coming along?
Nah, it's not. I haven't been working on it that much.
Yeah. You've been busy.
Yeah. Here and there.
Been busy.
While the guys are talking about cars, Arkea is just going to find Katara and just give her a big old hug.
Yeah, and you see Arkea coming up to you with open arms, and she's just like, you probably haven't seen her nearly as much as the others over these years, if any at all, and you just see like a surprisingly mature-looking late teen girl who you recognize as Arkea, but it's just like it takes a moment to sit in, and she's just like, in fact, if you would like to describe Arkea's new look.
She's basically 5'2", so she's grown a little bit. She's got Kevin's leather, the jacket that she got from Kevin, her black leather jacket, and a red turtleneck under that. Both of her pendants are around her neck, like always, and blue jeans and thigh-high, like biker boot style.
Thigh-high?
Isn't that thigh-high?
It's like shin-high.
Shin, that's what I meant. Sorry.
First of all, if you ever come in this house wearing thigh-high boots,
that's a lot of boot. Like that's, I don't know if I would like to see.
Oh, thigh, yeah, that's kind of high, yeah. Oh, I meant shin.
Yeah.
Don't kill me. Oh, I'm glad you're touched.
But that's what you see.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
she's like, Arkea? Hey!
Oh, yeah.
Just
Hi! And she hugs
gives
her.
a hug.
She's just like, oh, it's so nice to see you again.
I know, you too.
Yeah. Where'd you
How's been?
Oh, wonderful. I took up a couple hobbies during the break. I cut hair and play the guitar now. And yeah, I've never cut women's hair, so I don't know how that would fare. But the most experience I have is on Chauncey. But if you ever need a haircut, I've got some people that I can put you in touch with.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. So what have you been up to?
A lot of work. I'm a professor over at college in Iowa.
Let me guess. It's got something to do with sciencey stuff.
Yes. All types of chemistry.
Ooh, that sounds fun. You'll have to tell me about that sometime.
Oh, that's a lot to talk about. That's a lot. That's a lot of grading.
Katara suddenly goes just like blank stare, just like, oh.
Wait. What do I see when I see Katara?
That's a good question. What do they
yeah.
see?
So Katara, you now see she's wearing this very, very like I don't know how to like posh, like amazing. It's like a I don't know if I want to say maroon or dark maroon or whatever. Tailored like basically it's like a coat. And underneath she's got this like nice black shirt, pants that kind of go down, and these all like it's like gothic boots that she's wearing. Black lipstick. Just hair is also it's still at least like towards the roots it's still the same color as before, just it's like a little mahogany red, but then it starts going darker as you go down. So she's definitely got a nice change.
So you and Archaea have a lot in common then with the hooker boot.
And our color scheme, apparently. Umbrella's got a
Waiting for a re-reveal. I need to see these characters.
A re-reveal.
Well, as this is going on, as these conversations are coming to place, is Emil like preparing any like what's the
Where's the pasta salad?
the event? What's the preparing any food or anything? You got do you have a grill in the back?
Yeah, so at some point Emil probably would have gotten a grill because we have this going on like every year or however, except for this last year because we missed this last year because Emil was out in college, unless you guys met personally like on the side. But yeah, he's got like a grill, and he's just in the kitchen right now preparing everything to get going.
Yeah, so the grill would be kind of out on your back porch.
Yeah, it's out my back porch.
And you guys would see like he's got like these sliding doors in the back that lead out to this relatively empty back porch, but it does have a grill out there, and you see just plentiful backyard space back there. It just leads right into like a kind of thick forested bushes in the back. In fact, as this is going on, let me go ahead and get you guys a quick visual so you can kind of walk around here freely.
Yeah.
And this map, I just want to point out real quick, courtesy of Lauren. I give Lauren full charge of his home. So yeah, Lauren designed this map on stream actually. Well, designed the layout of your house at least on stream, and then designed this map afterwards to fit perfectly on Roll20
from when I did it on stream.
Wow, that's really nice.
Yeah, so this is where you guys are at. You can place your minis if you want, and if you just want to free roam around here as this is going on.
A free roam.
Yeah.
See,
Emil looks exactly the same.
Oh, yo, what up?
I guess she would be near Katara because she's talking to Katara. But
Yeah. Y'all are just kind of chilling in the living room.
yeah.
Emil's prepping stuff in the kitchen. Although, Chauncey's just creeping.
I'm talking, but I'm on mute. Where the hell's the grill at? I gotta be at the grill.
I was gonna make an actual grill asset, but I didn't have time.
Am I on the back porch at least?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes, you are.
All right, so there's a grill somewhere around here.
Somewhere. It's like
Lauren, quick, put a black box somewhere where you would place the grill.
What the heck's going on?
Whoa! That is not a grill.
My Roll20's bugging out. But yeah, it's probably grill over here.
I see nobody's flipped these burgers. I'm gonna go ahead and handle this. Oh, I'm in it.
There you go. There's your grill.
Oh, that's why it was like.
There we go. I'm flipping your burgers for you. Just make sure they don't get burned.
Raph, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So it's kind of probably a question I should have probably asked you before, but so because I have proficiency in musical instruments as a civilian, yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure that the civilians have that. because I wouldn't have told her to play the guitar if she didn't.
Well, I mean, you can play the guitar regardless of whether you're proficient with it, but yeah. But you can.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a guitar on hand, then you could.
I would say she doesn't go anywhere without it.
Okay, yeah, you could like pull it out of the trunk of Chauncey's vehicle and then like bring it in and start playing.
Does that. You know, she sits down on the floor and just starts like strumming chords.
There's a chair right there. It's the only chair, and you missed it.
It's the only chair, and you missed it. I know. No. What?
I said, move your meat, lose your seat.
She would have like sat up against the wall or something and just like started like strumming chords and mumbling to herself.
Should I like talk through the glass? Or, like, where's Sticks at?
He'll open the he'll open the window and just like he's like, hey, Garrett, here's like some veggies, some kebabs.
All right.
And give you like basically just like handing stuff through the window.
No.
Here's some steaks, burgers, dogs, other stuff.
Chauncey, make a quick dexterity check to see how you handle the grill.
Okay. One sec, Dex. All right. Yep. Oh,
there's no cooking skill.
Yeah, there is no cooking skill.
Oh, that 20 that would have been
those had been pretty nice burgers.
11's still good though.
Yeah, I mean it's not a very intensive task, so you manage to keep it going, keep it unburnt. You're doing a competent job so far. We'll have to check back in with you later.
The first batch are fine.
Yeah.
Raph.
Uh-huh.
Can I like have Archaea start singing and roll a performance check?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll a performance check to see how well the music's coming along.
Oh god. This is not good, guys. Although that is a Christmas skill, so should be fine.
There you go. That's a 20.
Coming in and listening to music.
Nice. Yeah, there are some soothing serenades coming out of Archaea right now in the corner with her guitar and her singing voice.
Mm-hmm. No, that's really good.
Could I nudge Katara and be like, yeah, her music's good, but her haircutting skills. They need some working.
If she heard you, she would just kind of shoot you a look of, like a sad puppy look.
I meant it as like a whisper, something like you wouldn't hear over the guitar.
Then she would have paid attention to you.
You're deep in
yeah, she would have paid attention to you. Yeah, she would have paid attention to you.
Yeah. Emil's gonna start getting like some beverages out. It's like, hey, anybody want some drinks while we're waiting?
Yes. What do you have?
I don't know.
I forgot to look.
What kind of drinks would he have?
I mean, that's a character question. That's up to you.
Well, okay. I mean, yeah, sure. He would have stocked up. So, I mean, he would have got whatever he thinks people would have got.
Yeah.
For this type of thing.
I get what you mean.
So there's like soda and probably some beer.
Just take a soda, go sit back down.
You'll start pouring some drinks for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are they cans or bottles?
They're probably just like 2 liters.
Oh, I was gonna have like Archaea like lift up her hand like she wanted to catch something.
I'll take some soda.
Where's the cooler full of beer? Where's this at?
I don't have a cooler, but it's just right here in the fridge. You want a beer? I'll get
Is that
you a
2 liter also?
There's a cookout without a cooler full of beer.
I can't afford a cooler. What are you, crazy?
Let's not talk about Bill.
I'm a student now, or I was a student. I have no
I'm
money.
a single father. What are you talking about?
I mean, if you want a cooler, I can buy you a cooler. It's not that much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. It really isn't that much.
Put another square down.
So
This went off the rails.
So how have you been, Katara? I heard you had a pretty scary run-in recently.
Yeah, they've stopped. I haven't seen them since, but I did get an email. It basically just said they're watching me. So.
Do you know who it's from?
Oh, yes.
Is it Umbrella?
It's from Umbrella.
Yeah, okay, figured.
And as the word umbrella is being dropped, Archaea stops playing and looks over at Katara. They're watching you?
Yeah. And considering the trials and everything that are happening, I take it they want to make sure that I don't get involved.
You see. And she gets up off the floor. And she goes and hugs Katara again. And it's kind of a symbolic, like, I know how you feel kind of thing.
So I guess that puts me on 2 watch lists.
Watch lists are always fun.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, speaking of watch lists, say, Chauncey.
Can I just act like I'm really deep into the grill, like the window was shut? You forgot to open it back up?
just like ignoring.
Yeah, Emil's gonna like take like a plate of something and bring it out back. When he easily could take it, like put it through the window, right? But he's like trying to get out of kind of earshot so we can like do this in private a little bit.
Oh, those are my steaks?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So
Steaks on the grill.
yeah, I heard you were working a while ago.
I've been working.
Really quick, what exactly did Mr. Fox tell me to tell him again? Just stay out of his business?
Yeah, basically, don't screw with him. Basically.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, Mr. Fox said don't screw with him again.
And I know Mr. Fox by name, right? I heard that. Was that said to
I
me?
think you may have overheard the name being used, but you not very directly. I don't think you
just
may have
know
heard
who,
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because Mr. Fox
Worked
didn't tell me
with him
whether or
at
not.
the CIA, right?
What was that?
Isn't Mr. Fox CIA then? Wasn't that?
Yeah, he would be CIA, but I'm just trying to think if you would know that though. But
Well,
yeah,
I
you would probably get the sense.
I know that like my trip
Yeah.
was involved with the CIA and NSA. So
Yeah.
And Mr. Fox didn't tell me whether or not they met.
That's
Sure,
true.
just like tell him don't mess with me. So he's like, Mr. Fox says don't mess with him.
who the hell's Mr. Fox?
I'm sure you know.
No. I mean, like, who the hell's Mr. Fox? Is he someone that I shouldn't mess with?
Apparently.
Oh yeah. What's his beef with me? What's he saying?
Well, I just heard that apparently you went working, got yourself on another watch list.
Who would have thought government espionage would have been a thing? Put you on a watch list.
Yeah. Government espionage is definitely a thing.
Yeah, well, it happened.
Yeah, apparently with you, it definitely happens. This is
All right.
the second time that I've heard. This is literally the second time I've heard that you've stolen, or I guess this is the first time I've heard. The first time I witnessed you stealing valuable information.
Wait, I'm still.
You tried to.
witnessed
You tried
Wait.
to be fair, but
No, you witnessed me steal something before?
yeah.
What'd you witness me steal before? Can't remember.
You tried to steal Katara's virus from Katara's little living room.
Oh yeah. Second time. Okay. So, let me break this down for you. I was sent to Rockford Island to help get intel on the beast. We went in, found surveillance footage of an attack by the beast, and like the university, and the gentleman that was with me happened to be more prepared. He brought a USB flash drive, and plugged it in. Me not thinking at the moment that I was going to find information that I'd have to bring back with me, I figured I would just take what he had and bring it back with me to protect Archaea.
So, you stole from a government official.
I stole from an agent who worked for another government faction that was in partnership with my sister in the NSA, and therefore me and my sister don't talk anymore. And I no longer have this because I did steal the flash drive. I made it all the way home with my flash drive, and who uses encryptions? Like, it's encrypted. I don't know how to do that fancy stuff. I wanted it to be able to show you guys, but they wanted it back, and I had to give it. They knew I had it.
Yeah, your sister told me she's gonna be coming here. She wanted to know if you were here, so I guess that explains a lot.
I guess I could leave.
I told her to come in a little bit late, but if you want to leave, you don't.
At this point, you guys hear a knock at the front door.
Archaea goes and gets it.
Question: would I have watched the what was on the USB drive right now?
Do you have a computer?
No, I would have probably. I probably wouldn't open this USB device on any personal computers.
But you probably went to
go to like
a library or something. Okay,
yeah.
If you did in the week before, then I'll say you would know it's on the drive, and it is what you think it is.
And I know what's on the drive.
Yeah. Laura knows what's on the drive.
Look at this fierce lady just showed up.
Yeah, so you kind of.
Oh snap!
So you see Cambria at the front door, Archaea, who you recognize.
And I'm sure Archaea knows who she is.
Yeah, you saw her back at the camp at the very least, so.
We lived with her for a year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So she kind of, she opens the door and she's like, "Oh, hi," and she hugs her.
She just receives the hug and she's just like, "Hey, Archaea. Nice to see you again."
How you doing? Come in.
Well, I'm doing.
That's good.
Yeah, it is what it is.
She kind of looks down, and she's like, Chauncey's out back, so if you want to avoid any unwanted confrontation, stay in here with us girls, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I'll stay in here for now.
Neil's just gonna be like, all right, Chauncey, behave yourself.
And Cambria sees you kind of re-enter. Make another check for the stakes.
Watch it. Hey, it's burning.
Oh god.
Well, it's better than last, so they're still good.
You're still maintaining. You're holding strong. They're coming along. You're going for the exact quality that you're shooting for. But yeah, nothing bad's happened yet. So,
good.
As Cambria kind of sees you re-enter Emil, and she's like, "Hey, Emil.
Hey, can I get you something? A drink or a drink?"
Yeah, just get me something light.
I'll pour a soda.
Takes a soda and just like,
wine?
Yeah. What was that?
Do
Do you have wine?
Wine?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was an option.
Okay, I'm gonna go out and get some wine.
So, how are things, Emil?
I mean, it was just like as soon as he said wine, he's just like, wine? What? Yeah. Things have been going.
Yeah.
Trying to get a job.
Oh, yeah, I know how that is. What about all you ladies? Things going well these days? I know it can be kind
Arcadia
of...
just gives it up.
Yeah, everything's been fine. Just, living life, making it through.
Yeah. I'm sure for you it brings back some weird memories this time of year.
Yeah.
As she mentions the time of year, Arcadia is going to walk out of the room and go by Chauncey
Alright.
on the porch.
I'm just thankful that we made it out.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I'm glad to help in what little way I could have. That whole thing was a complete logistical nightmare, and I can't imagine how terrible it must have been to actually be on the other side of those blockades.
Yeah, a logistical nightmare for you. It was a nightmare for everyone else.
Yeah, well,
Hey.
Arcadia still, she has dreams about it.
is that right? Yeah, I'm sure that's a bit much for someone of her age to go through.
It's a bit much for anybody.
so, I wanted to say thank you again for when you were helping me locate.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Again, glad I could help. You caught me at a time where friends of Chauncey's were friends of mine, and, well, all of you are kinda becoming my family over these years, it seems. Don't have much of that left.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like that was shots fired. I'm out here cooking. I don't hear this, but I feel a sense of shots fired.
Emil's over here and Emil's like, I don't have enough charisma to respond to that.
Guitar is just silent. I'm like, ow. Ooh.
Yeah, the second nuclear bomb has just dropped.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, jeez.
Well, feel free to listen to something if you want. I have pretty much everything.
She kind of goes and thumbs through your records, and she's just like, oh, well, dang. That's quite a collection you got going here, Emil.
Yep. I had to do something with 20 years of just sitting around.
Yeah, I've had a chance to glimpse a peek of your record since we last met. Here you served in Nam.
Yep. The ripe age of 18. Only the last year, though, so...
Yeah, well, I guess you're no stranger to tragedy, huh?
Yeah. What we saw there was pretty brutal. It's fair enough to say it drove me away from a lot of family and friends and any contact for a very long time.
Sounds familiar. And then at that moment, you hear a ringing tone coming from her pocket, and she kind of takes the cell phone out, and she's just like, excuse me, I need to take this. And she kind of...
You might want to take it on the front porch.
Yeah, she like peeks back out here and then like heads back and then heads for the front porch. And you hear her talking on the phone a little bit outside, but it's kind of muffled from where you're at.
Yeah.
Okay. So I almost said Katara. Arcadia is gonna come over here, stand next to Chauncey at the grill. She's kind of like at that do we have to always fight look on her face. And he's like, so are you and her ever going to make up, or?
Then I'll look at her and be like, who you talking about? I'm fucking burgers.
Oh my God.
My concentration on these steaks and burgers. What are you talking about? Fighting? I'm not fighting this. I'm doing a really good job at not burning these burgers.
Make another grill check real quick.
Just for future, do I still have do I just carry a sidearm just in case? If I burn one of these burgers, I'm shooting this grill.
Okay,
You're good. Yeah, you give it a good finish. How are you making your steaks?
They're fantastically medium rare.
Yeah.
It'd be the best steaks you ever ate now.
Good man.
Oh boy.
All right, so you finish them off medium rare. They give a nice sizzle and they are starting to smell delicious.
All right, take these off.
So
Bring them in here.
now I know
Here's all your
where.
steaks.
Now I know where Archaea learned to cook. So
Definitely wasn't from a meal, I'll tell you that much.
Fantastic flipping skills. That's why I knew to man the grill as soon as I got here.
A meal doesn't use this grill. It's been used probably like 4 times total.
That's all 4 times I've used it.
And all 4 times you've been the one using it. It's your grill. It just lives here.
He does have the highest mobility score in the party, so
Yeah.
true.
that really does make him the grill man, seeing the skill I'm making him use.
I'll do an athletics check just thinking if I mess up, I could kick this grill.
Kick the grill.
Just really
So
quick, he's just gonna say like, Katara, you want to put something on?
Is there era specific?
Era specific? No, it's pretty much everything from like, probably from like the 40s till now. Just like 2000.
So can I like find Depeche Mode?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yes, then she'll take it.
Classic
She's
Depeche
like,
Mode, yeah.
she'll take out Depeche Mode. She'll be like, yeah, do some Depeche Mode.
Yeah, I should have figured. I guess you got a new look going on.
starts playing whatever is there.
He has pretty much like either the whole discography of certain bands, or just like, you know, the like the best record, like the best albums, or their, you know, best ofs. He'll have a lot of.
They're definitely okay. So she'll probably pull out the Violator album, start playing like Joy's Silence or Personal Jesus.
Yep. I actually like this song.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
had to think about that for a minute.
So the record starts playing some Depeche Mode. Now, at this point, you see Cambria kind of stick her head back in and glances at Chauncey, but glances over to Emil, and it's just like, hey, Emil, she's still kind of on the phone, got it kind of like up to her ear, but is kind of speaking away from her. She's like, yeah, Emil, you got a TV in here?
Do I have a TV here?
I think you told me Emil doesn't have a TV.
No, I have a radio.
All right, radio would do. Hold on. And she kind of waltzes over to wherever you keep your radio, maybe in this corner.
He'll like go and get it, and he's just like,
Yeah.
I go to the bar for TV.
I could like buy you a TV if you wanted.
Oh, just rub it in our face. I'm sure you buy stuff, huh? I wish I wasn't a single father.
He probably keeps it in like his room or something. He'll go grab it. It's like,
All right, you go grab it. Where do you set it out?
just on the table next
All
to the. Probably not, I guess, right next to the.
Yeah.
Speaker, because it's like, what wouldn't hear? Maybe just lower the lower the record player, turn up the radio.
Yeah, and she kind of turns on. She starts turning the knobs a bit, finds a good like national news channel, like NPR or something, and it starts tuning in until she finds what she's
area.
Finds what she's looking for, and it's just like you kind of hear this news broadcast going out over the waves, and it just says, terror has gripped the uptown Chicago neighborhood as an entire few city blocks have come under siege. Following a local T-virus outbreak, the Chicago Police Department has quarantined the area in an effort to contain the spread. We'll have more on this story as it develops. And as this is going on, like, Cambria's kind of just like pacing back and forth around the room, just like on the phone, just, all right, who's got oversight on this? Yeah, figures as much. Yeah, don't worry, sir. We know the FBC is always looking for hired guns. I think that can be our in. I'll get some boots on the ground and report back everything we find. Yes, sir. She kind of hangs up the phone.
Great. Where did it say that was in?
What?
Chicago.
Chicago?
Uptown Chicago.
So, okay. Trying to think how close we are for that.
Not close.
Not very close.
No, it's like
close.
It's like
It's
the same distance it would have been for, I think, you to get here.
yeah, pretty much. It's like a day's drive or so, depending on how quickly you're going.
So you guys are going in on that?
She kind of looks around the room. She's like, look, I need to get some people I can trust in on that. Is there any way I can recruit some of your guys' help for this?
whoa.
Arkea's like having a panic attack in the corner somewhere.
Oh, come on. That's okay. I wouldn't mind helping, but I have there's a lot of stuff happening back at home. I have to.
How soon would you want us?
As soon as possible. Get in on this, and I mean, there's a little bit more to this. And she kind of looks around. She's like, I guess you're all cool. All right, listen.
You're cool. Here's government secrets.
Yeah. Look.
Here's government.
Emil is going to buy just off of instinct, just like when they're talking, like he's gonna everybody gets in closer when he turns up the volume for his on the music.
She just says, all right, look, I was just on the phone with my boss. This whole thing, I have a little bit more details than even the news does at this point. This whole thing's been going on close to 12 hours. Quarantine went up about 6. From what we can tell, here's what the lay of the land is. Ever since Umbrella has been on the downslope, there have been some major crime syndicates that have been looking to get their hands on bioweapons. And we have reason to suspect one of the major Chicago families has deployed this virus as a part of perhaps some sort of turf war. We're not sure. It's relatively small in scale, about 3x3 city blocks, but it's in a little bit of a residential area. We estimate a maximum several hundred possible infected. Pretty much a walk in the park compared to what you guys went through in Raccoon City. But, look, the reason I'm telling you this instead of just going to the open market for some mercs is because this came through my channels because the civilian and police have reported witnessing a tall man in tactical gear running rampant with assault weapons inside the infected zone. And the more information that comes in, the more it seems to suggest a little something you all have told me to keep an eye on.
Oh, Archaea is like glued to her right now.
Can I be like kneeling down, looking through like the albums, and just say it, Aiden?
Yeah, it's Aiden.
Do you know who he's after?
That's what we're looking to send people in to find out.
And Archaea goes over to her by her side, pulls her aside, not away from them, but like
just like directs her
kind of
attention.
close to it. Right. And she says, "Well, we can save a life if we can get me there. He's looking for me. From what Emil told me, if we can get me there, maybe we can save somebody's life."
Yeah, it's possible. And while I have my share of qualms of sending a little girl into a war zone, I think you keep pretty good company. Although,
And Archaea like does the whole like up and down with her hands on her like body, and she goes, "I'm not a little girl anymore."
Maybe on the outside.
you got the body of an 18-year-old. You're a little girl. Hate to break it to you.
Both of you look.
Oh, rip.
Look, I know you've been through far worse with far less, at the very least, Archaea. I'm sure you can take care of yourself. But, yeah. Can I count on you guys for this? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Katara. Chauncey.
Well, I'm afraid, Chauncey's been blacklisted from government jobs. Afraid if you're gonna do this, you can't take him with you. Last I heard, at least.
And you know that I'm the best fitted for this position.
Hey,
Sorry for your bad luck.
Oh God, here we go.
Because she's just gonna do.
And Archaea's gonna do this number.
I'm still kneeling down, just mouthing, like looking through the albums. I'm
Talking
looking
to the
for a
albums.
specific- I'm looking for a specific album. I'm talking directed at the albums. I'm not even like turning ahead. Just
Look,
like, you know, I'm the best fitted for this position. We may have our ends, but that is what it is.
Can
Yeah,
we go off the
I
record?
have a question for Emil, really quick. What kind of chair is that in front of me?
A wooden one.
Is it stable?
Oh my.
You want to find out?
Yes, I do. She's going to step up on the chair.
It is not
I'm
stable.
about to say, I'm about to find out how mad Chauncey will get if you hit him with a chair. That's where I thought Archaea's mind was going. I was picturing a chair over the back of my
No,
head.
Archaea's trying. No, God, no. She, you and Emil are like her personal heroes. She would never do anything to hurt you.
Okay.
Either of you.
Physically.
She, okay, if the chair is not stable.
No, it is. I'm kidding.
It is
Yeah,
stable? Okay.
It's a chair, yeah.
So she stands up on the chair, kind of making herself look bigger, of course. And she goes, "Okay, now, can we not fight, please, about anything?"
Can you also
Can
get
we
off
just-
the chair?
That's my good chair.
That's my only chair. Now that she's gotten people's attention, now she's going to step off the chair
Hey,
because Emil told her to.
look, it's not my fault Chauncey got his butt blacklisted. And even if you weren't, you'd be out of your mind if you think I would let you go anywhere near another government operation.
Okay. And I'm still looking through the records. I have no clue that I'm not blacklisted no more.
She doesn't either.
So, yep.
Oh,
There's one
Wait,
person
not?
who
Emil's the
does.
only
No,
one
yeah.
who knows.
Yeah, Neil's the only one who knows.
Right.
so Katara is just gonna get on her. She's gonna pull out her cell phone, and she's just like, "If I'm gonna go, I have to call Norah."
Yeah, well,
All right.
you know what you have to do. Make call in sick to your job, whatever you need to do, if you're gonna accompany your friends.
I can't just let everybody go alone. She's like walks out. She is not happy right now.
Call in like anti-bioterrorism to your job. Just be like, hey, I gotta go. Like,
It happened
fight
again.
against bioterrorism really quick.
Yeah, so I totally forgot that I was told that. So I'll tell Cambria that. Well, actually, now that I think about it, you should probably contact your superiors. I don't think Chauncey is blacklisted anymore.
And what makes you think that?
I've got contacts as well.
She kind of shoots you a sideways look. She's like, you kidding me?
Do I look like I joke?
It's really hard to tell sometimes.
Guy doesn't have a funny bone in his body, and I'm still digging through the album.
What do you know that I don't?
Well, let's find out. Contact your superiors.
She kind of goes back out with her cell phone. And then, like, return shortly thereafter, like, all right. What, you want me to say it? You're right.
Well, I usually don't open my mouth unless I am.
Well, I guess you could take Chauncey if you want to, but don't look at me if he makes things go sideways.
Don't worry. I've got a tight eye on him.
Yep, he's got good taste in music. I grab an album by Ram Jam, and I stick it on, and I play Black Betty and say, I'm back. And out the door I go.
It's just like, Cambria just shakes her head, and she's just like, I've been climbing back up the NSA ladder for the past 3 years because of him. Just hope y'all know that.
Too, I imagine.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? If he tries to steal any more valuable information, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, thanks, Emil. I know I could count on you. Now, this contact of yours, he provide anything more about the beast, Aiden, that I should be privy to? Also, does this contact of yours have a name that I should be privy to?
Would he tell her?
That's up to you.
That's the question. He'll tell her in answer to the first question. Probably no more information that she already has, because he knows that he knows the drive that he has is the drive that Chauncey stole, right? Or not the drive, like the information that it's on the drive. It may not be the same drive, but like the information that's on there is the stuff that Chauncey took, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it probably changed hands at least some point. So he assumes that she saw whatever is on that tape. So he's going to say, nothing you guys already don't know.
Yeah, well,
as far as
you'll be surprised how much
we're all in the same boat.
You'll be surprised how much I'm kept in the dark these days.
All right. Well, we just have a list of names that he's going after.
Is that what you know?
As far as is there anything else I need? I'm trying to remember.
Well, you get the sense that she doesn't. Yeah.
She doesn't know what the names are.
Yeah.
All right.
But she's like, hey, look, my rank took a hit after Chauncey's screw up. I didn't even get to handle the intel from that operation. I just got to deliver it.
Oh, that bad. Yeah. All right. Well, here's the names. I'll tell her the names of who he's after.
Do you know who those people are?
Nope. I don't know who they are, right? I just know that they're involved with Umbrella and that they have some sort of, they're like, you know, high on their payroll or whatever.
I don't even know if you know that much.
Well, I mean, isn't that why he's going after them?
Yeah, I guess.
Because
near as
because
you can tell, that's the general theme of his list. Yeah.
Because they would, well, because I know some of the names that I did recognize, I knew that they were high ups.
Yeah,
and
you
the
knew
ones
they were
I don't
Umbrella.
recognize, I assume they're of the same kind of status.
Do you happen to have that data on hand? And she's kind of like pulling out like a pad, just like writing down the names as you're telling her. Any hard copies, anything like that?
Why would you need it?
Come on. Is everybody going to be second guessing me here?
No, I'm just wondering. I don't think there's anything on this that I haven't told you. And then yes, I do.
What do you have, Emil?
Well, I'm gonna go grab my USB. Yeah. It's in here somewhere. Give me a second. Nope.
RK is glued to Cambria at this moment.
So wait, you have a computer?
I don't have a computer.
He doesn't have.
Then how do you know it's on the drive?
Library.
You went to the library.
But I specifically, even if I did have a computer,
You went and put that stuff on a library, but I couldn't use it on my person.
well, I imagine I got a decrypted version.
Yeah.
Like, or not even like a decrypted version, just like, you know, bits and pieces of what they'll allow me to see.
Yeah, basically.
And then
Well, there's pretty much just one item on there.
Well, I don't know what else I got from that computer, or what else they got from the like all that information. So I don't know if there's anything else that they kind of like sift through. It's like, oh yeah, we found also this other stuff. If you like zoom in enhance in this corner, there's like, you know, this bit of information. I don't know if like anything like that pops up, but I just know that I have the names of the people, and I'll give her that, assuming that's pretty much all that's on there. Just give her the USB.
Okay.
I'm gonna need this back at some point, assuming I get
wait.
out of this alive.
What is this?
Keep it safe. Well, it's a USB drive, as far as I can tell.
What's on it?
Everything I just told you.
Is this
As far
something
as I can
everybody
tell.
should see? Because I mean, I have a laptop out in my sedan. If there's something you'd like to show everybody.
I'm not sure.
Archaea looks directly at Emil.
I'm looking directly at Archaea while I say this. Is like, I'm not sure how appropriate it is going to be for Archaea to watch.
Look.
But seeing as you didn't get to see your father's face the first time, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, this girl's going into a pretty dark infected zone. You're gonna want to know what you're dealing with
Infected
exactly.
are one thing.
She looks at Cambria, she says that, and she says, I know this might sound weird or whatever, but I'd rather deal with infected than facing my biological father any day.
Any living being would rather face infected than this man, if you will see.
At least, you know, I can beat their brains in.
Yeah. Show it to everybody.
Okay. And Mokaya,
Yeah.
would you want to do a side room or?
I would just, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that real quick then.
Okay.
Just insert that here. So
talking
while
while-
this conversation has been going on, just over the phone with Katara. So yeah, let's quick side room.
All right.
Okay, so you make your phone call home to Norah, you said?
Yep. I'm in the area. And she's just like on this phone. She's like, Yeah, something's come up again. If you turn on the news, you'll see what's happening. They need people who are, or I should say, there's someone who needs reliable, trustful people, and they want us to go in. It's gonna be Arkea, Emil, and I, and Chauncey. What I want you to do is, if something happened, let's say you don't hear from me within the next few days, I want you to pack up and go with your father in the event something happens, alright? Sorry. I'll try to be back as soon as I possibly can, but just please, medical procedures, do what you can, alright? Try not to stress yourself out too. I love you. And then you just hang up.
All right, so that's the message you leave for her.
Yep.
All right, so let's get back to the table then.
But dang it, never mind.
What is this dang it business?
I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I was gonna say, because we were talking about this, like this is the most traumatic family reunion ever. But yeah, actually, Emil has actually gotten a lot more comfortable around all of you, and he's much more talkative with you guys in particular. So like, he's actually kind of like a normal person with this particular group of people.
Kind of like you were with like your old army buddies, it's like they've kind of reached the same status.
Yeah, he's like officially considering you guys all family.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, he's probably closer to you guys than his actual family. Some of his actual family.
It was all about family feuds, apparently.
Yeah.
Man.
So Cambria walks out to her sedan parked out on the in your driveway, and she retrieves a hefty looking kind of early 2000s laptop. It looks like it weighs
sleek.
Yeah, it looks pretty sleek as far as you're concerned, but it's like military hardware visually.
Yeah.
It's just like a very box-like entity, complete, just like green hardcover look. But yeah, she kind of drags that back up to the porch. She's like,
as she's doing that, Arkea looks over to Emil and she's like, "Should I be prepared for this?"
Arkea, you're about to see your biological father. It may not be what you expect or what you want, but I think you still need to see this.
And she says, "Should I sit down, or?"
You're gonna want to sit down for this.
She sits down on the floor where she is, which is here because she gave away the door.
There's a chair right there.
She sits in the chair then, just to make him real happy. Oh.
all right. So at this point, Katara, you finished up your phone call, and Cambria's kind of setting up inside. She's like, and she would have told you guys on the way, and she's just like, "Hey, if you want a little bit of extra information, I'm about to play us a little clip inside."
Yep. And Emil will also just be like, "You guys are gonna want to see this." Chauncey, I think you've already seen it.
I've already seen it. Yeah.
You can visually see that Arkea is sweating, and tears are like there.
I'm gonna still watch it though.
So, as you all gather around the laptop, as she boots it up and plugs in the USB drive and sees the one file that's on there.
Emil and Chauncey are right next to Arkea with both a hand on her shoulder.
Yeah.
No, Chauncey's got his arms crossed.
Okay.
Oh.
Emil's sitting next to, or sitting behind Arkea, just with a comforting hand on her shoulder.
All right.
Yeah.
So, as Cambria plays the clip, you see what looks to be security camera footage on the inside of some sort of garage type of area. You see one woman flanked by, in kind of a lab coat attire, flanked by a couple of what you recognize to be USS operatives, much like Grimson and the others you've met, all kind of clad in dark armor and gas masks. And there seems to be a little bit of conversation before shortly thereafter a Jeep rams through one of the garage doors, running over one of the USS guards in the process. And there's a couple of muzzle flashes coming from all over the room, some gunfire here and there. And one by one, you see the guards go down. And eventually, there's only one standing, and he kind of rushes the assailant who came out of the Jeep with a knife, and then just starts engaging him in a hand-to-hand fight. But eventually his arm is broken, and then the assailant stabs him repeatedly with his own knife. And you see now the assailant more clearly coming into frame with the security camera position. And you see a man, the face of a man that you recognize to be Aiden, the man that you've seen in your pendant over the years. And he seems to have a little bit of a talk with the woman scientist who's remaining. And so this is what you hear as that's all going on.
What's going on? Is this him? Is this a beast?
No, it's worse. It's Wesker. He's here.
I thought he was dead.
Listen, Dr. Lennon, we need to move you. It's not safe here. Guards are under Oscar Mike.
Come here, you traitor!
Don't you dare move, Dr. Lennon!
Please don't do this, Aiden. You're working with Wesker now.
No, I'm not. But I've been planning to hit this place for a while, and his attack provides a convenient opening.
Why aren't you going after him? He's much more responsible than I am for the atrocities at the cabin.
Oh, rest assured, I'm not leaving this island before I take a shot at him. But don't you think for a second that you can escape my list. This isn't a negotiation, you're already dead. The only thing you can change now is how painful this is gonna be. If you tell me what I want to know, I'll make it fast.
What do you want to know?
Elliot Walker, Raphael Simmons. Where are they?
I don't know. They're in the wind. No one's seen them for months.
Walker gave you your big break with an umbrella. You were close. You must know something.
Okay. Last I heard, Walker and Simmons were considered loose ends and put on the SS hit list. I know Walker has a safe house in Chicago. That's it. Please, just make it quick.
I'm disappointed you cooperated so readily, Dr. Lennon. I would have loved to remain a man of my word.
Wait, what does that mean?
You were just an assistant back at the cabin facility. Walker used your hands for the dirty work. Do you remember what you used to say every time you strapped me down for a day on the operating table? You'd say, this will all be over soon. I'm not passing up the chance to kill you slowly.
No, please don't!
Don't worry, Dr. Lennon. This will all be over soon!
And at that point, Cambria kind of closes down the laptop. She's like, oh my. See what you mean. The dates on this was 1998. This was is this the Rockford Island? Is this part of that?
Yeah, that was at Rockford Island.
Yeah, I've heard whispers of that incident throughout the intelligence community. US kind of keeps it low key in our reserves, but Aiden was there.
Apparently. And I guess we know. I guess I can remember now who he's going after.
Can I say, like, as I'm walking away, not like angrily, just be like, and you see why I wanted to hide the information from everyone. And then walk to the back porch.
Sorry you had to see that, Archaea.
Okay, Lisa's actually freaking crying right now. Okay, hold on a second. I just picture this being Archaea.
Yeah, that's... You see Archaea just, like, shedding tears beneath her glasses.
She barrels out the front door.
Oh, watch out, Crypto.
She runs through the front door and just pushes whoever's in her way out of her way. And she's bawling.
Cambria just kind of looks, you know, soberly off to the side, and she's just like, well, his list is rather short these days.
Yep.
Who's that he was after? Was it, I heard, Wesker?
Well, last we heard, Wesker was dead, apparently. Same with them. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe he faked his death. Don't know what that's about, but...
I didn't know Elliot Walker was alive.
Yeah.
That was my direct superior.
When you worked at Umbrella, you worked for this Walker?
Yes. He was also the person that got me into Umbrella.
So you know him pretty well then?
I do. He's well, can't really say. I mean, he's not, right, but he always stuck to himself most of the time.
Have any idea why this Aiden would be so interested in seeing him dead?
I wish I knew.
Well, guess that's all we have to go on now. Simmons and Walker, I think, were the other two names.
Yeah, which one was the one that had the safe house in Chicago? Was that Simmons? Or was that Walker?
She said Walker, yeah.
Yeah, so... Well, I guess we're going to have to go get Mr. Walker then.
Well, needless to say, I advise caution. Now, let me give you a little bit more information here about what I know. You probably heard me saying over the phone. The FBC has jurisdiction over this incident. You've probably heard of them. They're the new, Bioterror Commission, federal owned. So you're going to be working with them. They're usually during outbreaks like this, they really haven't had much in the way of outbreaks to deal with most of the time. But whenever it is, it's, relatively small contained incidents like this, and they tend to get on it pretty quickly. But they're always open to hiring guns, since they have, only a few armed personnel themselves. They're still, getting funding here and there, but not as well funded as, say, the NSA or anyone like that. So, yeah, they're usually open to hiring mercs. You should be able to just show up and talk about how they're going to contract you.
Yeah.
And so she kind of writes down on like a slip of paper and like tears it out of her notebook, hands it to you, just like, all of the location information. Make sure you know the address of the general district where this is going down, and all the navigation stuff you'll need to know. And she's like, so get there as soon as you can.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to need to report back to Fort Meade. If you need to drop my name, then do so. Cambria Clancy. I'll make sure they know it. I'll be making some phone calls on the road, but I'm probably going to have to report back into the headquarters in Fort Meade for now. But again, keep in touch with me. As soon as you find out anything, give me a call. You know how to reach me.
Yeah. Be safe.
You too. Doubly so. And, she kind of looks around, making sure he's not in the room, just like, just take care of Chauncey, will ya?
I will.
All right. And she kind of heads out the door and just disappears off into her sedan before taking off down the long and lonesome road that is Gretel Lane, where Emil lives. And right there is probably going to be where we take our midpoint break.
All right.
So we'll return, and you guys could start making plans for your departure as soon as we come back. So we will be back momentarily. I'm just going to put the pre-stream up for a bit. Don't go anywhere. We will be back super soon. We'll be talking a bit, chatting up with the chat a little bit upon coming back, and then getting back into the role play shortly thereafter. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a jiffy. Okay, cool. So, welcome back, everyone. Before we get back into things, I just want to give a quick shout out of credit, because I forgot to do this when we listened to the audio log earlier, just immediately afterwards. But yeah, the voice that you heard playing the role of Dr. Lennon was a friend of a friend's. Who?
Dr. Lennon?
Yeah, Dr. Lennon. Norah Lennon in the audio log.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was like, man, Lennon and Linux.
Doc made the same problem, or had the same mistake when you guys heard the list at the university. I remember it. But yeah, so that was she goes by Blue Peppermint on Discord, and that's the only name I still yet have. She did say she was going to be starting like a YouTube channel where she was going to start doing art stuff, but she never got me the link. But yeah, Blue Peppermint did the voice for that. Nice German gal. She did actually a pretty amazing job on that one. I was really impressed. Cool. But yeah, then that was like very last minute notice as well, that we got the voiceover for that all done. But yeah, that was quite an interesting one.
That was intense.
Yeah, that was probably the most intense audio log so far. Yeah, I mean, Emil warned you it was going to be kind of dark.
I know. that was
not going to elaborate. He's just going to tell you to prepare.
So, with that being said, let's get back into the roleplay. So you've been given this information regarding the outbreak in Chicago, in a Chicago uptown neighborhood. And you guys are just now leaving from Emil's house and preparing to depart. So what are you guys doing?
Well, first of all, we all have like a burger and like a kebab on a paper plate.
I assume. You guys aren't going to let that go to waste.
A straight up fork with a steak just on it, just eating it all around.
No, I assume Chauncey's gear is in the back of his vehicle.
Wait, what'd you say? In the back of my vehicle?
I said I assume Chauncey's gear is in the back of his vehicle.
Oh, always.
Yeah.
Always.
Just carries it with him. Drives around with it.
Arkea's kind of doing the hungry child thing, where she's like just shoving food in her mouth as quick as she can.
Just like, rah, and just like stuffing her face with steak before she leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm just.
Emil's not gonna tell her otherwise. Katara.
Huh?
Do you need to get anything before we head out, or are you going straight to Chicago?
Another launcher.
Before we get to Chicago, is there anything that you need to grab? Personal affects or other equipment?
I mean, I could. Oh, no. I could go get my charger for my phone.
I've got a charger, let's go.
You could buy a new one.
Do you have... You know what? Actually, I'll just buy another one.
I'll bet you will.
I'll buy another charger. And then... What else could...
She's like got a smartphone. I'm just like, the hell is that?
In 2002.
It It's a damn or a Palm Pilot.
Yeah, she's got like a BlackBerry or something.
Mm-hmm. And she's just, I guess other than just making sure that I'm still charged up, I don't think there's anything else unless... I don't know. Hey, Chauncey.
Yo.
You still have those gloves?
You mean these gloves? And I show my hands. I plan on driving. I need my driving gloves.
Okay.
Do you need my gloves? Did you forget to bring any gloves? You don't have your own?
Oh, the ones that I gave you back in Raccoon City. I think those are the same ones that you have.
Didn't you get another set?
No.
I swore you got another set of gloves.
I think she
do
got
have
the
another-
chemical resistant gloves. Yeah.
I do have another set. I do have another set of gloves. Yeah. Considering, just when I need to hit things.
Just what I needed.
But this keeps my hands soft when I hold guns.
Then
I really want to give them back to you, but like I really would have to reset my entire player card.
She's like, I want to
say that. That's out of game.
Yeah.
You could
She's
go
I
out looking for some more.
One each.
Yeah, she's like, I want to go looking for. All right, yeah, let's go look for some then. I just want to see if I can find some.
We'll see what who are we going with? The FBC or
FBC, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if the FBC has any.
And you also know.
requisition.
Yeah, Emil would also know, of like weapon shops and stuff around his hometown of Brunton before you guys leave. So
That's true. I mean, I wasn't gonna go because I don't got any money, but
Actually, she's gonna go. She's gonna go. I mean, if any of you need something from like any place you want to go, I can help you all.
Emil's gonna say, okay, hey, look, let's go into town. You might be able to get some stuff, but we need to make this quick. So go. All right. Just follow me.
So I believe, because like I don't think Katara has her own vehicle.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how did everybody arrive?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
So I know Chauncey drove Arkea. Maybe
Yeah.
Katara carpooled with them.
Yeah.
They picked her up on the way.
Yeah,
Would we have drove through Iowa?
It's possible if you
I think
take.
you would've.
Yeah, you could probably take a route to make sure you drive through Iowa and pick her up if you arranged it that way.
I'm gonna look at a map.
Yeah.
I thought it was on the other side.
No,
Yeah, look at the US.
Iowa is just below, is just south of
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Because I'm so far south, I'm basically on the border between Minnesota and Iowa.
Unless I rode like all the way up and around, like the
But
Great
like
Lakes.
through Canada.
But if I would have went underneath the Great Lakes, like cut through Wisconsin, I would have. But yeah, I could go Illinois. I'd probably taken the Route 70 route all the way through to Iowa and then up.
So there you go. So there's only like two vehicles then. There's Emil's and Chauncey's.
Yeah.
So Emil, you want to take your car? Because like last time we went into any kind of situation, I ended up without one.
How many are? How many?
I'll take mine. I just said that jokingly. Let's just go in mine. Mine's more secure.
Emil's just like, I don't have room.
There's no way your Dodson is going to fit Chauncey in the back seat or in the front with someone else in the back.
Just with all his armor, just like.
I'll stay in the
Looking like Deadpool back there.
All right.
Um,
I've got room for maybe one.
real quick, before we all get in the car or the Suburban or whatever, Arkea is going to pull both Chauncey and Emil aside, away from Katara, I guess. and she's just going to hug both of them really, really, really tight. And she's going to say, thank you for everything. And then she lets go and she walks to the car.
All right. So are you guys all stacking up in one vehicle then?
Yeah, might as well.
All right.
Emil's gonna take his own vehicle.
Oh,
Oh,
is
you're
it?
taking your own car?
Might as
I'm
well.
giving you a free ride. Let's go.
Alright, fine.
No, you got a conversation. You ain't even got a cell phone. That's just carpool back there by yourself.
Hey, I lived in the 60s and the 50s. I know how to work these non-cell phone lives.
But this vehicle takes a lot of gas, so like, it'd be wasteful for you not to ride and chip in on fuel.
So
So,
you guys
So
pile
he'll tell you where
into
all the
pile
stuff
into
is.
Chauncey's Suburban. Is Chauncey driving?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, are you guys gonna go straight for Chicago, or are you gonna run around the town a bit before you leave?
Head down to the town.
All
We
right.
need to run into town, yeah. Then no, I'm gonna let Archaea drive.
oh god.
I don't even think she has a license.
I'm assuming I'm training her.
Okay.
Like, she's gotta be a legit teenager. She's gotta drive us. If
Okay.
it's town, yes.
Okay. She hesitantly gets in the driver's seat. She looks at the equipment and she's like, uh-huh.
That's the
She
go
looks at
pedal.
Chauncey.
That's the brake pedal. Put it
Uh-huh.
in D, you're good to go.
Okay. Got it.
All
And
right.
she does it.
Make a quick
Does
driving
whatever
check.
Chauncey tells her to do.
Should I give her like not an intimidate check, but like something to teach her?
I mean, I'll say with your teaching, she could have advantage, but since you're
Okay.
we'll call that the help action.
Yeah, that sounds
Alright. So I'm doing drive then?
Yeah, make a driving check with advantage.
Oh boy. This is more than I bargained for, man. Alright. That's the first one. I killed anyone.
Oh, natural 20.
That's how good I teach.
Thankfully, it's a straight road.
So yeah, you successfully navigate out of Gretel Lane and back onto the long, sort of hilly roads on the outskirts of Brunton. You know, through the wild rolling hills and kind of driving past the acres of farmland. You don't really, the roads are relatively clear out here. You pass by maybe one or two cars along the way. So it's really not that much trouble at all. And you manage to successfully get the party down to uptown Brunton.
Okay. She looks at Emil. Where am I going?
All right, you're gonna take a left up here.
She takes a left.
I'll navigate him to where
Okay.
we need to get.
What are you looking for?
Qatar, where do you want to head first?
Weapons.
All right, gun shop.
All right. Yeah, you navigate over to this just like homey little place. It's a pretty small town, and most of the businesses are like little family-owned operations or other sorts of small business ventures of that nature. You come across this small little corner that has what Emil would know to be Merle's gun store. Mm-hmm. And as you head in, you kind of see this pretty standard fare gun store with a bunch of racks behind the counters surrounding the outskirts of the room. You see this middle-aged gentleman with a greasy comb-over above a rather sophisticated pair of spectacles, and he just kind of looks up at you guys like, "Oh, hey there, how you doing? Welcome to Merle's Gun Store. I'm your owner, Merle's."
Hey, Merle's.
Hey. What can I do you for?
I don't know what you looking for, Qatar.
She's like, I was coming here to see if you had any equipment in terms of gloves, fighting.
Ah, you look well. We don't happen to have any in stock right now, but I could put in an order for some tactical gloves, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to check it. You'll have to check back in a little bit. It'll take a little while to get here, but yeah, knowing someone's interested in that, I'm gonna have to restock.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Our Kale looks over at him and says, "How long's a little while?"
Give it 3 to 5 business days.
She looks over at the rest of them. 3 to 5 business days.
Yep.
And then Guitar's like, all right, I'm fine with that.
All right. What kind of weapon shop does this seem to look like?
It's mostly a gun store.
Is it a gun store?
Yeah, it's mostly a gun store. It's called Merle's Gun Store, and you see lots of handguns, a couple of shotguns, rifles, magnums. There's also
Nothing
like a crossbow on one wall.
Got it.
Yeah. Though I mean, there is also some like melee equipment. You see kind of combat knife
What kind
label
of
on.
melee?
Well, you got some a couple of different edged weapons, a couple of different blunt weapons. You see the standard fare combat knife, which a couple of the party members already have. There's also what looks to be some sort of some of the glass, like some sort of bayonet kind of rifle attachment. There's also just like a kind of fixed baton, and as well as they also saw a stun gun.
Ooh.
Which is pretty much just like another blunt weapon, but deals shock damage instead.
Archaea looks over at the stun gun. And asks what's his name, Merle?
Yeah, I'm Merle.
Could I look at that? And she points at the stun gun.
And he kind of pulls it out from and like puts it on the counter. It's like, oh yeah, this is just your standard fare stun gun. I'll set you back about $100.
She cringes. But she looks at it. And she's like, huh. She looks back at Katara with like a beat on knife.
The Katara just looks at Mara. So, do you take cash, credit?
However you're willing to pay.
I do
covered.
credit.
All right. So you're paying with a card out of your bank.
Yep.
All right. So you purchased the stun gun for Archaea then. So you could mark off $100, and let me get you the card for that as soon as I'm able.
Cool.
All right.
Anybody
Pleasure doing
else?
business with you.
No, I don't mean to impose.
I mean,
What?
you can. There's no issue.
Now
You
Archaea
can
feels
go
bad.
and buy what you. You see something you like, and go ahead and buy it. I'll get it for you.
What do they all have there?
I mean, they got like pretty much most kinds of firearms: handguns, shotguns, rifles, magnums, as well as like various cartridges of ammunition.
Do they have
Hey.
any?
I see you
Huh?
eyeballing. What you looking for?
Do you have anything that could upgrade from a Glock?
Yeah, well, we got a couple of pistols in store here. And he kind of goes over to a different rack. Also realizing I did not have the stun gun stat card on hand. I forgot to get that on here. I guess that's the one thing I forgot to get on here. I knew I was missing something on Roll20, but I'll get it to you after the session. But it's pretty much same thing as your baton, except it does 1d8 shock instead of bludgeoning.
Okay.
So yeah, he goes over a couple options like, well, I got a Beretta M9, some Glocks of my own. We got an H&K P30.
What's that?
Which might be a bit of an improvement.
Have we used that weapon before?
I don't believe any of you have. He kind of explains its qualities, but he's just like, yeah, well, this thing's got, it's got a bit of the fire rate of the M9, I suppose. Something comparable, but has a little bit better range.
What's it chambered in?
Yeah, 9mm parabellum. Same as most other handguns.
I guess like game-wise, they're all chambered in 9mm parabellum.
Yeah.
What's the damage die?
It's like, well, firepower-wise, it's probably very comparable to the M9.
Okay. I'll probably stick with my Glock for now then.
Alright. I mean, if you want something bigger that's handheld, I could interest you in some magnums. We got this here, Colt Python. That's a classic. And this, and he kind of pulls out like this, this other, or kind of points over to this other magnum kind of hung up on the wall. He's like, this one's a personal favorite of mine. Called this one the Rhino. It's very peculiar. It's got like a barrel on the coming out of the bottommost chamber of the revolver. Kind of causes it to kick into your shoulder instead of upwards.
Yeah, so, not into any measuring contests.
Hold on. How much does that cost?
Yeah, I'll set you back about 3,000.
Hey,
Okay.
Katara. Thank you. I'll take that one, and I will. Can I interest you in a trade?
Oh, what kind of trade are we talking here?
I have this, and I set it on the counter. And I set on the counter a Magnum Lightning Hawk.
Okay, now you're talking. Well, let me take a look at it. He kind of adjusts his spectacles and starts like looking it over. Sees that's empty and whatnot, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's been empty.
Let's see.
That sucker's got cobwebs in it.
All right. I say, how about I'll knock you off. It seems to have, it's not, you know, it's well worn, so I'll knock you off, so let's say, $500 from the Rhino to pick that up.
Thumbs up.
I'm doing it just because I got the okay, but I do kind of want to like, is there like, a bargaining role? Could I like bargain with him for like 1,000?
What's the argument you're putting forward?
I'm going to quickly disassemble it within a second and be like, this sucker's clean, and then assemble it within like a second and be like, it's good to go. Trust me, it was in good hands the entire time.
All right, make a persuasion check.
Okay, cool. That's what I'm talking about. Persuasion.
If only Archaea could help us.
Actually, persuasion is not good for me.
Are there any bladed weapons that look like
it's
a combat knife?
Yeah.
Hey.
I've seen that.
So quickly resolving that roll. So he's like, all right, I'll bump it up to $750 off of it since you took such good care of it. It seems you know what you're doing.
I'll take this.
Right.
I'll take the deal for $750 off of the gun if that gun comes loaded with ammo.
Oh yeah, it'll come with a full chamber, so you're good to go.
Sweet.
So that'll be
Full single chamber.
well, the whole revolver. So yeah, that'll be with $750 off. That'll be $2,250 for the Chiappa Rhino.
That's how they get you. You don't ask for a full chamber when they're giving you a 6-shooter.
Yeah.
It's like, that chamber is definitely full. Can't fit any more bullets in this chamber, I'll tell you what.
You try and chat. It works well against living things.
Is that something he said?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
The writing was stupendous.
Stupendous. Stupendous is the word.
Katara's paying for that then?
Oh yeah, I already marked it off.
All right. Yeah. So
I love you. There's a newfound love relationship between us. It may not be an awkward one, but it is appreciated. All right, what do we got here? Oh,
Bronze bladed weapons.
It is
like,
appreciated.
Also, bladed weapons.
So you were looking for bladed weapons, you said?
Yeah.
So
Any swords? No, I'm just kidding.
well, got your standard fare combat knife that'll, come in handy in all sorts of situations. Also got a bayonet that can attach to, a rifle or other kind of two-handed weapons.
Are you talking AR or?
Yeah, pretty much anything, as long as it has the two-handed and bulky property simultaneously.
Really, anything? Yeah?
As long as it has those two properties.
I'll be right back.
Right.
Oh yeah, I guess I should have said, but at some point Emil would have gone back into his room and picked up his little tiny arsenal.
Yeah, I assumed as much.
Yeah, I brought it over to his car. I was like, okay, I'll throw it in your trunk.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to narrate that. Yeah, because you had a cool safe thing for your rifle or whatever.
Oh, yes. Oh man, that sucks. I didn't get to do that.
But we'll say you took it out of there. We'll note it for next time.
I took it out of there, and I put it in a carrying case or something, and I have it's in Chauncey's trunk or something. I also went and I got all my stuff that's in my inventory, and I just grabbed it.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you guys are all back to your usual inventory for all intents and purposes.
All right, so I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna grab myself my M24 is still in its carrying case and bring it inside.
And it's just oh, that's a hefty fella you got there.
It's for hunting.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna put a knife on it. No, I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, I'm gonna pull that out, show it's empty, and will bayonets be fitted for this?
Is it bulky and two-handed?
It is.
All right, yeah. He's like, yeah, should do well enough. I mean,
all right.
I don't mean to haggle you here, but I mean, if you're looking to get a replacement for that rifle, I got a few options around this shop. Got some nice rifles here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he points you to the wall behind him. You see a couple of sniper rifles. There's the Remington M700 and the Dragunov SVD, which I think both of which you've seen before.
Yeah.
And he's kind of pointing those out. He's like, Dragunov SVD. Well, I don't know if this one's necessarily your speed.
No,
and he kind of looks over to you.
For hunting.
No, no. As before he gets onto a third one, he kind of looks back at you and he's just like, I don't know. It's a bit of a classic. I don't know if you'd necessarily be interested in this sort of thing. You seem like a tasteful fella.
I have taste.
And he kind of pulls this other one off the wall. You see this this long wooden rifle with kind of a black barrel on the end. It's got no handle. It looks to be gripped from the stock. It's got a leather sling attached to it and a long, thin scope on top. And it's just like, this here is the M1C Garand. It's kind of a sniper variant of a classic World War II service rifle.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. Give me a sec. Let me look at this for a second.
Wait. With a pistol grip?
No.
Without a pistol grip.
Oh.
So classic body.
Okay. I misunderstood that then. I was just like, I thought it said it had a pistol grip. I was like,
no.
Rifle though? That was destroy someone's wrist.
I know that would just be horrible. But no, he's gonna look at it for a little bit. He's gonna be like, well, I served. I've used rifles like this a lot.
Oh, is that right?
It's actually quite comfortable. Yeah. Brings me back. I guess that's a good thing. Yeah, how much is this?
Well, this one is in, you say for trade?
Yeah, M24.
Yeah, well, let me take a look at that there.
For the Garand. It's not well maintained.
yeah, it seems some wear and tear, and like it wasn't yours for the longest of times. It was like whatever it went through with that.
Yeah.
Who'd you pull that off of? I was Red Falcon.
This was Red Falcon, so I mean, it's clean, but it's obviously seen some disuse. Like the spring is all stiff or whatever, and he's just like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's quite a valuable rifle, but yeah, it has seen some wear. I'll put it at 900 tops to bring off of the cost.
I'm sure you'll do more with it than I will. You can fix that right up, sell it for a profit.
Mm-hmm.
So how much will that rifle cost?
Well, because this one in particular has been pretty well preserved. I mean, I don't even think these things are manufactured anymore.
No, they're not.
That'll cost you about 5,000, but with you trading in your rifle, 4,100.
Oof. Look at guitar.
You said 4,100?
Yes.
Thumbs up.
All right, bottomless pockets. That's all. I think that's all I'm gonna get. Oh wait, no. How much is it? How much is it with a bayonet? You get like a group deal or something? Because that's like almost made for a bayonet.
Well, you could. Bayonet's still gonna set you back 200 on top of that.
Hold on. Well, I don't think I'm gonna need my combat knife anymore if I've got a bayonet.
Oh, well, you're not?
I don't think so. I don't know if because if I've got this freaking rifle with a bayonet, I'm not putting that down. I don't think I need this combat knife anymore. Does anybody want it? No? Okay.
What's the combat knife properties?
It's pretty light. Does piercing or slashing depending on how you use it.
No finesse.
Yes, it does have finesse, I believe. Yeah, I heard you've been training. Yeah, you might be able to put some use into this.
Said finesse potentially work without strength?
Finesse is for
yeah, finesse
mobility.
just means you could use mobility or strength.
Yes,
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take the combat knife.
All right, I'll hand that over to her then, and I'll say,
When you said it was 200 more.
200 for the bayonet.
No, that's fine. Good.
So 200 for the bayonet plus 4,100 for the thing. So that's 4,300 all total.
Yep.
I'm so sorry for your wallet. I think
she's just smiling. She's just like, no problem.
Good to know. Good to know.
Now, before we leave, though, anybody? The last thing I'm going off of is if anybody needs ammo.
Ammo can be a bit pricey, I think, if we're gonna stock up. Chauncey, what do you have left? Do you still have anything left in that bandolier?
What? What's your question again? I was off in no man's land looking at my new gun. Sorry.
I just got you the stats on your rifle, Lord.
All right, hold on.
Are you asking if I have ammo as the 7.6? Is that what you're asking for?
No, I'm asking how much, like, how well stocked you are. If we need to get ammo before you leave, or.
I mean, I could use more ammo for my new gun. That's about it. I didn't have ammo for the previous gun that I traded in, so I would need ammo for the new gun.
Oh yeah, and I need to get a combat knife for Katara.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go.
Besides that, I am loaded.
Can we sell ammo, or do we sell that with the gun?
I mean,
because there's 2 rounds in the M24.
We'll say, well, you said it was unloaded when you handed it back, so.
Okay, so I still have the 2 rounds.
Yeah, you still have those 2 rounds.
Yeah. I'll hand those over to Chauncey because I don't want to put them in my pocket. Chauncey, you got +2 rounds of 7.62 if you can.
Wait. You don't want to put it in your pocket, but you're willing to put them in mine?
Hell yeah.
I didn't know I was in someone's backpack here.
Stares at your freaking bandoliers.
My bandolier's got an empty spot. I'm waiting to see if I can fill it.
Okay, well, actually, no, never mind. I don't need to. 'Cause I'm going to load it into Garen. Duh.
There you go.
Well, I mean, the Garen comes fully loaded.
Never mind. I'm not going to load it into the Garen.
I will temporarily hold on to your ammo of 2 bullets.
All right, I'll hold it.
I got it. I already have it added.
All right.
But yeah, you got more ammo for this here Rhino?
Fortunately not. The last of it's loaded in there, so.
Damn. I knew it. Yeah. Besides that, I'm good. I'm loaded. I'm ready to go.
All right.
Thanks. And I give Guitar a high five.
High fives back.
And Merle's just kind of just like smiles giddily at all of you, just like, well, pleasure doing business with y'all. I never had anybody come in here and clear things out so quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
And Archaea goes to say something, and then her mouth shuts, and she walks out the door.
Yeah, like,
She's just like, well, I hope to see you all again. I'll definitely be sure to have some of those gloves on hand the next time you come around.
oh yeah.
Alright.
Well,
I'll definitely be back for those.
hope we'll see you.
All right, so you guys heading out
She
now?
heads out. Yep.
So wait, let me get this correct. we went in there, bought a bunch of stuff, and we only went in there for gloves and didn't even get them. I feel so trashy right now. Oh, but it was so worth it.
The only person that didn't get something is the one that fished out all the money.
Yeah, that's true.
The whole reason we even went down there. I'm glad we went though.
Okay. As they walk out, Archaea is gonna throw the keys to Chauncey.
Are we leaving? Are we leaving town now?
Well, if you want,
Third.
what?
She's like, stock up on food or anything. I don't know.
I'm sure they'll. Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
They might have rations to hand out.
They might.
Camp.
All right, yeah, we'll check with them then.
But there's also we can head by the general store if you need to pick up some ingredients.
Anybody need ingredients?
I know, I don't.
Mixing ingredients, stuff to make other stuff.
Yeah.
I could go for looking for some nails or some scrap material.
I mean, I doubt they sell chemical stuff that I need.
I actually know a place.
Yeah.
Raph.
I know a place, right?
Yeah, you do know a place.
I know.
Yeah.
It's called the Sci Shop.
It's called the Slash Shop. Says what it does what it says on the tin.
She's like, we'll go there then. After everybody gets what they need.
Yeah.
Mine's not necessary, so we don't have to stop and get nails and scrap material, just so you know.
Raph,
So I guess we'll head
Yeah.
to the Slash Shop.
I have a question for you.
Yes, what's your question?
How far away is the local Catholic church from all of this?
Well, you would know. It's like fairly close because.
Well, I know Archaea would know, but Lisa doesn't know.
Yeah. It is fairly close. It is in the uptown area, and this whole. You guys are in downtown currently, but the whole town is just so small.
We're not going
you
very
could,
far.
Yeah, you could go from end to end within 10 minutes. So
We could walk to all these locations.
pretty much, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Uptown and downtown are pretty much the same town.
Pretty much, yeah.
So if we're staying in town, does Chauncey throw the keys back to her and be like, "You're driving"?
As long as we're in town, you're driving.
Okay. She looks at everybody and says, "Do you mind if I make a quick stop?"
I mean, I don't mind.
No.
I'm just
Okay.
picturing like everybody in the vehicle like straining at every stop, but Chauncey, like Chauncey's just chilled because that nat 20 he knew. She can drive this vehicle.
Yeah, it's true. That'll probably set you. But that nat 20, that'll probably set you for the rest of the drive-in, just in the
Nice.
the intertown
Town,
bits.
yeah.
So
So she drives to the local Catholic church that she
Okay.
is so familiar with.
yeah, you head over to this. Relatively decent size for the size of the town. Catholic cathedral. That's kind of off to one corner.
Cool. She parks. Not like no perfect parallel park or anything. Just
Yeah.
parks.
You just find a spot by the
Gets
curb.
out. Goes into doesn't wait on anybody. She just goes
Okay.
into the church.
So you head into the church. It's
I'm
mostly
assuming
empty
what day
this
is it?
time of the week. Yeah, I think it's
yeah,
a
I was gonna say,
Tuesday.
what day is it?
Yeah, so it's mostly empty this
Tuesday,
time of the week, this time of the day, and you see this large cavernous sort of hall that you can enter into.
She enters. Does she see the minister anywhere?
You see what?
Does she see the leader, the minister? I'm not entirely sure what they call it in the Catholic religion.
yeah, you see what looks to be a priest near the
Okay, a priest.
near the altar,
And
just
I'm
kind
assuming he would
of
be
lighting some
familiar with
incense.
her.
Yeah, he's probably seen you before for the times that you've been in town with staying with Emil.
Right.
You would know this to be Father Timothy Schultz.
Cool.
You see this man
She,
kind of in his mid-50s wearing black priest garments, and, clean shaven with kind of gray balding hair, and kind of looks over to you. It's just like, oh, hello, is that you there, Archaea?
Yeah, it's me. She takes a deep breath and she grips the St. Michael pendant that's around her neck always, and she says, I'm gonna need a lot of forgiving after this.
What bothers your heart, young girl?
Let's just say that I found something in the family that is against everything that I believe in.
I see. Family can be a tough affair.
Unfortunately, it's not just he robbed a bank or he stole or lied. Probably all of those things, actually, but no, we're talking mass murder. And she's like breathing heavy and she's crying and it's crazy. And she's just looking at him.
And he just kind of pats you on the shoulder and is just like, well, I don't know what all to say to someone facing such a terrible dilemma. But all I can say is go with the Lord and he will guide your steps. Lest you forget the commandment to honor thy father and mother. And remember that in the Lord's eyes no one is beyond redemption.
Right, of course. And she takes a deep breath in and she's like, do you mind if I talk with the Lord really quick?
Certainly. I will pray with you if that is what you desire.
Please. And she walks over to a pew and sits down.
And he kind of,
just
bows his head with you, closes his eyes, and just goes through a somber prayer.
And she basically just says, please, Lord, forgive Aiden for what he does and forgive me for, all her stuff, like, forgive me for not being able to stop it, how dare I not know of this, all of that good stuff. And then she opens her eyes and she takes another deep breath in and she looks at, what was his name, Timothy?
Yeah, Father Schultz, you would know him as.
Father Schultz, okay. And she looks over at him and she says, thank you.
Anytime. Now, don't be too hard on yourself.
Oh, you know me too well for that nonsense now. She kind of shoots him a sad smile.
I suppose so. Go with God, Archaea.
I will try. And and she says very sternly, I will see you again.
And I will be here.
She reluctantly walks out.
All right. So head back and rejoin the others.
Yep. And she gets back in the driver's seat and is kind of breathing. Her breath is definitely labored. And she's just kind of sitting there for a minute before starting the car and driving.
All right. So where are you guys heading next?
Could I just say, like, this entire time that, like, they're driving around and stuff and going into churches and going other places, could I be, like, tearing my gun apart, all my guns apart, and, like, cleaning them in the front seat, just, like...
Cleaning them and oiling them.
Yeah. You're keeping them all maintained. Yeah, you're keeping yourself busy. Your old gun enthusiast self.
Like every time that she would go to church, I would take her there or let her drive there, but I would sit out in the car and just wait. Cleaning my guns out in front of church.
Church parking lot.
Cleaning my guns in a church parking lot.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say on the same lines, probably Emil might look over his Garand as well, but not to the same degree that he does. And eventually, he just starts reading.
If you want me to, I could take a look at it and get it all shined up for you.
Oh, do you start reading?
Yeah, why not?
Your book.
Yes, I pull out a book and I start reading.
Okay.
I pull out a book.
Oh, what do you read?
It's over your head.
Oh, yeah? Let me see if I can whip out a book and start reading.
Archaea looks over
but I already read it all.
Don't make me turn this car around. And
So-
she's saying it completely jokingly.
Oh, I know what I forgot to ask while we was at the gun shop. Can we go back to gun shop?
You can go back if you want.
Archaea drive.
We'll
Get to the gun shop on the way back. We're right around the corner from the shy shop. Shy shop.
Okay.
Side shop.
I hate that town. I hate the names of this town. They all suck.
Archaea
drop
starts to wait
Damn it.
We'll go
for
to the
everybody
side
to decide
shop.
what they're doing.
You guys go to the side shop. I'll drop you guys off. I'm just going to make a quick pop back over there and ask a question to the owner if he has any books that I could read.
All right.
You know what I mean?
So you head back over to Merle's gun
librarians.
store while the others go to the
Archaea
side
is
shop.
with him.
And he quickly does. It's like, no, nothing like that over here.
Oh, damn. I thought maybe you'd have some kind of gun expertise books here.
Unfortunately, that's a good idea, though. I
Magazines.
should start stocking those up.
Yeah, you should, because I just wasted all this gas to get here. All right,
So,
Archaea looks over at Chauncey as they walk out and goes, Papa, I think you should look at a library for books.
I don't know where the library is. I don't spend much time in this town. Do you know where the library is? Do you need to go in the science shop?
I know
Would you
where
like
the
to take me?
you don't know this town that well. You probably need Emil's guidance. But meanwhile, while they're over there looking into books at a gun store, Emil and Katara.
Like they've got like Shooter Monthly, and that's about it.
yeah, nothing gameplay affecting. But you guys make your way over to the side shop, which is kind of a short one-story building, and you enter in through the front doors. It looks, not necessarily hodunk. In fact, it's as good as probably a science shop in a town like this could be. It looks almost kind of makeshift to a certain extent when you get to the interior, like backyard science kind of set up. And this like little petite skinny woman kind of comes out the back. She looks like a teenager, but you suspect she's probably much older, with bouncy brown pigtails and a pair of big round glasses that make her blue eyes just look huge. And as soon as she sees you guys, she just sees like this huge smile stretches across her face. She's just like, "Oh, customers!" And she kind of gets up at the desk.
I imagine Emil probably might not like frequent this shop, but like he at least goes.
This was the one place that you've gone to before.
Yeah, this is the one place that I've gone to before, and like the first thing he's gonna do when we're about to go, and he's just gonna be like, "I'm gonna warn you, she's very happy."
And she's just like, "Hey, Emil, I see you brought friends this time. Welcome to the slice shop. I'm Kelsey Ellington.
Oh,
what can I do for you?"
That's a lot worse than I thought it was in my head.
Oh my!
I'm going right back out to the car. I have no time for this kind of happiness.
Oh man! She just looks.
I tried to warn you.
Oh my gosh.
So, I'm just here. What do you have? What do you have?
Well, I mean, what are you looking for? We got all sorts of chemicals. I mean, we can get you some fluids, some materials. We're even licensed to carry some of the liquid nitrogen canisters. Those are a bit pricey though. We can throw in yeah. Oh, Emil, I think you might be interested in one of these. I mean, look at this. And she kind of shows you over to this little like this pouch off to the side, and she's like, "Hey, this might help you carrying the medical stuff."
Is it another like utility belt? Not utility. What do I have here? I've got a. Oh no, I don't have that. Oh, I do have it, an insulated bag. Is it similar to that, or?
Are you show her your insulating bag?
Well, is she showing an insulated bag?
Yeah. No, it doesn't look the same.
Okay. Well,
looks like
I've already got this.
Oh well, I mean that's pretty good right there. But I mean this here, this is a little bit more primed for, I guess, medical materials, things like, herbs, maybe sprays of some kind, things like that.
I'll take it.
I mean, that'll cost you $50 to get that.
What was it? 50 or 150?
50.
Oh, okay. That's the problem. I'm sure.
So Katara just comes up and just pulls out 50 in cash.
All right. Well, that was an easy sell. Here you go. And you kind of finish your transaction.
And Katara looks at Emil. So, how are you?
Everything here.
How are you on materials and everything?
I've been stocked up for a while.
Oh, okay. All right. Just want to make sure, because I'm gonna buy 2 chem fluid and then 10 material, if you have that in stock.
Well, for a full stack of material, that will, I mean, you have to keep in mind, kind of looking, kind of, I assume, because, chem fluid and chem material, obviously, they represent specific stuff in world, so you kind of run her through the kind of stuff you're needing, and she's like, oof, I mean, those are quite volatile chemicals for that kind of stuff. That'll run you for a full stack of the materials, about $500, and you said just 2 units of fluid.
I'll let her know that, like, yeah, she's a close friend of mine, and she's a chemistry professor. And she just happens to be in town.
Wow, I never met any, real chemistry professors.
She just smiles at her. Been teaching at a college for a few years now.
Oh, is that right? Where are you at?
Yep.
Harvard? Oxford? Yale?
Oh, no. This is over at Simpson in Iowa.
I'll take your word for it. Okay, yeah, so that's for a full stack of chem material, that'll be $500. You said just 2 units of fluid?
Yeah, 2 units of fluid as well.
Yeah, that'll set you back 100. So 600 in total for all that.
Okay.
Also, can I just grab some nozzles and propane canisters?
Oh, go ahead.
All right, hold on 1 sec. So, nozzles and propane canisters, you say?
Yeah, a couple nozzles, propane canisters.
Well, somebody's revving.
I know, right? That's Chauncey out there getting impatient.
Nope, gas costs money. I have none.
Got you.
I shut off and rolled the windows down. Like, that's the air conditioning that I'm getting in September.
So yeah, for I'll say you could get
What is? I guess I'll ask if it, like, when it comes up, but like specifically recovery items.
Yeah, recovery items. Items that are labeled with the recovery tag, which I guess most items that are labeled with the recovery tag you don't usually get cards for, but that would be first aid sprays and herbs, namely.
First aid spray, herbs. Do my med? Wait, no. Do med fluids?
No, med fluids are considered crafting items. Those would go in your insulated bag.
Even after the green herb plus, like after all that. So it becomes a craft item that I could use.
So what are you asking?
Med fluids, not chem fluids.
Oh, med fluids. I would say med fluids.
My green chem mix.
I'll say med fluids count as recovery items. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm wondering. Cause
just because you had to craft them into something. Yeah. Well, because you craft a recovery item essentially in that case.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I need to know.
So I'm just picturing a meal right now, like wrapped in bags.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
So you have like the attaché case as well, don't you?
He does, but now that's just like in your trunk.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like when you're full suited, now you have 2 bags on each shoulder plus the case.
He's got. Well, I've always thought of like the insulated pouch, or like I guess the medical pouch might be this more often, but like he's got like a fanny pack and like a messenger bag. He definitely has a fanny pack though, for sure.
So
I picture about it as a utility belt.
Yeah.
So what were the other materials you're asking for?
Nozzles and propane canister.
Okay, yeah, you could get that. How many nozzles you're asking for?
3 nozzles, 3 propane canisters.
Okay. I'll set you back $50 a nozzle and $500 for a propane canister. So
wait, 500 for 1 propane canister?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Oh no.
Hold on, I need to. Hold on.
I'm not gonna get 3. I'm
All
not
right.
gonna get 3. So I'll probably just take the 1 then.
How much are they?
That's $500 for a propane canister.
So just in the Discord, I'm just gonna let you guys see. This is Katara's face. She's here. That's 500 cocaine canister. Smile.
She's like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Raph,
Yeah.
how old is what was her name? Chelsea
Kelsey Ellington.
I was close. How old does she look?
She looks like a teenager, I pointed out.
So she looks like
You're not sure how old she is, but she looks like a teenager.
Dang it. She walks up and offers her a smile and
So have you made your way to the side shop?
I wrote that Arcade was smiling, leaning on the wall.
Yeah. So a few minutes into this encounter, as you guys are kind of making your last purchases, I guess the car rounds back around to the size shop as Arkea and Chauncey return, and eventually Arkea makes her way inside.
And she walks up and she extends her hand to
Ooh, a new customer.
Kelsey. She looks at Emil.
Welcome to the size shop.
Hi.
I'm Kelsey Ellington.
That's her.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? What's your name?
Apparently, my name is Arkea. I'm
Ooh, what a pretty
normally
name.
with this one, and she points to Emil. Thank you. My mother picked it out, but don't know much about her. Anyway, I just wanted to introduce myself.
Okay. Feel free to buy something while you're here.
What does she have exactly?
Lots of chemicals.
Like, oh, well, that's cool. Actually, hold on.
Oh no.
She doesn't have to have anything special to carry chemicals, does she?
No. Anybody can carry chemicals.
She's going to look at to Katara and wink first of all, and then she's going to grab.
Let's spend your money.
a stack of each, of chemical, fluid, and chem materials.
Unfortunately, we're all out of chem materials now. We've already. Previous customers here have already cleaned us out a little bit, but you can get 8 more chem fluids for 400.
Yeah. She kind of looks down. All right.
Just
how much?
That smile.
She looks at Katara. Arcade smiled. Yeah, I guess I'll take those.
Okay, that's $400.
What's the full cost?
So 400 for 8 units of chem fluid.
And they stack to 5, right?
Oh, they stack up to 10.
10. Okay.
No. I was because like as she went to go buy everything, then more stuff got put on, and then more stuff got put on. So I'm like, what's the full total?
So.
I'm probably not gonna get it. Well, I'm probably not gonna get that $500 propane tank anymore.
Oh.
We are kind of hurting her bank account.
She keeps smiling at us, to be fair, though. So.
Yeah. She doesn't stop smiling. That's the problem.
Nervous smiles. Yeah, like guys. I've already spent over 10 grand. Like let's calm this down. Mathematically, she spent over 10 grand pretty much at the gun shop.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, I'm not gonna get anything
Naruto
more.
Feels guilty.
I didn't think those ingredients would be that expensive. But yeah, this is mostly just I didn't even think I was gonna buy anything, but I was just wanted to get something for.
That's why I'm just asking for like a full. That's why I'm just asking for like a full price.
So, of everything you've bought here so far?
I haven't taken anything off since we got here.
Okay.
Because everything just kept on stacking.
Yeah. So you got. Okay. So you going for the full stack of chem fluid, or?
So basically, yeah. Since because I had already bought the other two, I might as well just buy the full stack of chem fluid.
All right.
It's the full stack of chem material.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the
Emil's medical bag.
I'm not gonna get the
Emil's medical
nozzles
bag.
or the propane tank.
Yeah, so Emil's not getting nozzles or propane tank, so that'll put your total at 1,050.
1,050. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Buys it all.
Just buys it all. We just keep going to stores and cleaning them out.
I need to get more professors coming through here.
Emil's just like, and you're sure you're okay with this?
Yeah. Arkea's real guilty looking.
She's just like, fine.
Insight check.
Yeah, all right. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Can I give him advantage?
Unfortunately, this is happening mentally. You can't really.
I'm just staring at her. It's like
20. So
how big is her bank account?
How's she doing? Is she hurting? Is she looking rough?
How's her bank account looking?
She's not too concerned, but she's a little concerned. Her bank account hasn't been hit too hard yet, but
it could be. It's on the verge.
It's on that verge of like, oh no.
Okay, so
it's like that guy that keeps ringing the bell when you give it to him and say, "I'll do everything every time you ring the bell," and then now we're fluffing his freaking pillow.
All right.
Yeah.
So the only thing I got was the medical pouch. Yeah.
Yep. The medical bag, which I believe I give you the stats for that. The stat card for that.
Yeah. It's a medical pouch. So that's I think what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I just want to say that Arcea still has her backpack.
Okay.
That's what she keeps everything in. So
Okay, so
Yeah.
you have 8 chem material then,
yes,
or chem fluid, I mean,
yeah, I can
and
yeah.
then I have a full chem fluid and then chem material now.
What are you at total?
Chem fluid I'm at 10, chem material I'm at 10.
Okay, all right.
All right.
I just wanted to max
So we're
those
both-
out.
Yeah, we're both pretty much at a stack.
Yep.
I'm 3 down from chem fluid because I used some in the last fight, but I've got a lot of materials, so I'm good.
All right. So, what are you guys doing?
So I think that's it for shopping around, yeah?
For the car or whatever.
Yeah. All right. So as the guys head back to Chauncey's vehicle, you just hear Kelsey yelling behind you, "Come back again!"
Oh man.
Emil's like, you know I'm always coming back.
And RK looks
Like-
at Emil.
Kind of regrettingly, it's like,
happy.
I always come back.
I always come back.
I always come back.
it's like, yeah, I'll be back, but really, that's my fault.
Oh my.
So yeah, she's all good. She just gets the car. She's just still smiling.
She's like, you're sure? You're like,
She's like, uh-huh.
yeah? I'll make sure I'll pay you back. I promise.
It's okay. Don't worry. I'll just. She's like, it's not too bad. I can work it back up.
I'll pay you back.
Thank you.
All right.
RK looks at Chauncey as she rolls down the window. Or she like, I don't know. The windows are down. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
because
windows are
Chauncey's,
already
like,
down,
probably
trucks
cooking
off.
in there.
I don't need air conditioning.
And she says, "I think it's your turn to drive." And she hands him the keys.
Are we leaving town?
We should.
Unless there's anything else we need to do, we stocked up. Anybody need anything they need to do while we're in a town?
You have a library pass, don't you, Emil?
Yeah.
You think your library has a book?
Yes, my library has a bookstore.
Well, like, not a bookstore, but
Yeah.
like I can rent it out on your name, right?
Oh my.
You know, just take a book, give a book. You can return that book you're reading, so I can get a book that I can read.
Return? No, I bought this book. This is my book.
Oh, you bought that book? Where are you buying books? You got a library. You just borrow the book.
Well,
You get a membership.
it's my book.
We stop real fast at the library on the way out and see if they have the book that I'm looking for.
And what book are you
That's
looking
where
for?
I know we discussed. I could have found the book through my job, but we never went that route because I didn't want to read the book that I was given.
Oh,
At
as
the
far
end
as
of
like
the
a stat
last
increase?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they exist in the world. You know, they're pretty particular kind of training books exist in the world, but you don't get the sense that any of those could be found in a library. Those are pretty.
Okay, but I thought I was going to find
industry
it through
materials.
my job, but I wasn't allowed to have it.
Yeah. I mean, you may encounter some through your job,
Okay.
if you ever come across some. You know, work
Thinking
the
like
right
technical
jobs.
manuals?
Yeah.
So at this point,
Not this town.
Arkea's just got
Yeah.
the keys in her hand, and she's like,
Well, if
"Chauncey."
we're leaving town. Are we leaving town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Better
we're
than
leaving
Chicago.
town. I will drive from here on out.
Oh, thank God! And she hands him the keys.
Emil will read the whole way, if possible, without trying not to get motion sick.
Can I make a drive check to see how sick he's gonna get?
Yeah, go ahead and make a drive check real quick.
No net.
It's very
Swerving.
difficult to read in this environment. I would say it will.
I stopped reading for a while. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'll say
Again, and it just starts going.
it'll have your reading time for the
Okay.
duration of the trip.
Yeah.
Um,
Like an hour on, an hour off,
Let's
an hour
let's
on,
just
an hour
say for sake, I have tireless, but I've already been up for 48 hours.
so
I'm ready for sleep.
all right, so you guys get on the highway and start taking the journey over to Chicago. So what sort of pace do you think you guys are traveling at?
Very uncomfortable.
Apparently.
Yeah. Also, at this point, I guess you guys will be, seeing as you left just in the middle of the afternoon, at this point you guys would be pushing evening. So it'll probably be close to, say, 7 or 8 in the evening.
We'll switch off.
Did me and Chauncey just basically switch places, or?
No, I mean, like, I can't drive with you sitting in the driver's seat.
No. What I mean is like Emil and Qatar in the back, and then Chauncey and Archaea in the front, or did like Emil switch places, or what is our seating arrangement? Is my question.
However you guys want to sit.
I mean, I'm just chilling in the back.
Emil?
My guns are in the trunk. I'm not cleaning guns. I'm driving.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, yeah, I hope so.
wherever there's an open space.
Okay, then I would have just switched places with Emil. With Chauncey.
No, better yet, I'm still teaching you how to drive. So you're sitting in the passenger seat. I'm pointing out where it's
Yeah,
on.
there you go.
We're going down the
There
road.
you go.
All right, I'm reading
read this book.
I'm reading this book.
Archaea is getting motion sickness. Stop talking.
I'm trying to read this book, but every time I do, it's just like, oh.
I'm not avoiding potholes.
Just read this.
Archaea looks back at Emil. You okay back there?
I'm fine.
It's mainly uncomfortable because I have the windows down and no air conditioning on. So the wind's blowing your book around as well.
My hair is just getting blown back. Man.
I just want to say this really
Neil's hair
quick.
gets a little bit more messy.
As they get closer, Archaea is probably going to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming up on that time. I think we're all about to head off.
Yeah, y'all are about to get fatigued.
Or switch off, however we need to do it.
Actually, not necessarily fatigued. That would be the next morning. But yeah, so yeah.
He's asleep.
So as
switch
you
off however we need
guys
to do it.
kind of hit the highway as the sun crests below the horizon and night starts to take the sky, you guys start taking the road for the many hours travel from Brunton to Chicago. And that is probably going to be where we end tonight's session. Tomorrow we will pick up with you guys arriving in Chicago.
Tomorrow?
Or tomorrow, next week.
No, tomorrow in game. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
I don't think
tomorrow
we're
in
playing
game.
tomorrow.
Oh, we're not playing tomorrow? Dang it.
Damn.
You gave us our hopes up.
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we
Actually-
stocked up.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
stocked.
Yeah. You guys really stocked up. I guess that's our shopping episode for the season.
Yeah.
Oh man, I did. There are a lot of different possibilities I was thinking this episode could be. Shopping episode. Don't know if I saw that one coming.
Well, I mean, it was intense.
Yeah.
It was happy, and then it was intense, and then it was shopping.
I mean, I think that's like the first time you guys have really been in like a proper hub though to be able to like stock up on stuff
That's true.
Yeah.
with money
Yeah,
to
that's
spend.
not being looted in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to point something out that Troy said in the chat a while back. He said, "Happy birthday, you got a stun gun."
Okay.
Like, to be fair, that's probably the only thing she's allowed to carry out of that shop.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably. Yeah.
Like, and a stick.
The only thing she would carry out of that shop, though, because although she does know some basic like handgun or gun safety, she's not particularly fond of them. So she probably wouldn't even look twice at the guns.
I'm just
Yeah.
Probably just be like, "Do you have
I like
blunt weapons?"
these.
Okay, good.
I'm just gonna say I like these Katara comments in the chat.
Miss Moneybags.
Yeah.
Qatar is going to kill everyone.
So, quick question that never came up, I noticed over the break or anything. Would we have made Archaea like a citizen of the United States? Like,
Yeah, well, Lauren, well, yeah,
You have been
that came
already.
up. Yeah, that came up with Emil. Yeah, I mean, Emil had to. Well, Emil and Chauncey both had to pull quite a
A
few
lot of
strings, and Cambria and stuff would be able to help with that. But yeah, she is a proper citizen with officially licensed, I suppose, fake IDs, which is weird, but that's basically the gist of it, so that her IDs always reflect her
then
physical
here's my
age.
question. Her physical age is on the IDs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because me and Lauren were talking about that the other day.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
You're not gonna put your actual age. Because
No,
that'd be weird.
well,
that
no.
would be weird. Yeah. Would raise more questions than it would,
That- that's
It
what
would
we
also
were
be the
talking
same
in.
thing as getting a. It would also be the same thing as getting a regular ID.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
So, with that being the case, thank you all very much for watching this return to the campaign of Resident Roleplay. It's nice to see Jay Winitis. I'm not sure if I'm saying that properly in the chat, though, hanging out the entire time, being the bits leader. And but yeah, and Troy, of course, hanging out the whole time. Ilo, everybody else who may not have said anything in the chat, but may be viewing. We appreciate your viewership. So we'll be back at the same
we love
time
you guys.
next week. The VOD will be going up on Monday as usual, and we're getting back into the swing of the campaign. Man, I miss this party.
I miss this party too.
I feel like 4 years have actually passed between us.
Yeah.
It kind of
Like, all
does,
these
doesn't
characters.
it? Those 4 weeks were 4 years for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know. I felt like I just walked out of Raccoon City.
Yeah.
Shit didn't change for me.
Yeah. Chauncey moves slowly.
I changed looks. That was it. Like mentality, still same dude.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
the exact
I-
opposite of a meal.
I told Lauren the other day, I said, we all just need like badges, or not badges, but like patches on our clothes that say we fought in Raccoon City. We
Yeah.
fought and
I was
survived
there.
Raccoon
Yep.
City.
You got the pins. Well,
Never forget Raccoon City. I was there. Fought for
yeah.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Now
thank you
it's
guys
easy
for
to go
making
fight for
that
Chicago.
making that an easy session to run, but and a fun one at that. I got to meet a lot of the
Yeah.
NPCs around Brunton. So
Yeah.
yeah, until next time, we will see you guys later. Peace. Squared. Have a good night. God bless.
Good night, sweet dreams. All of the good things.